It's fall, so I can start going for some sweaters. Now that it's getting cold. Alright, we're live on YouTube now. Say hello, YouTube. Or say hello to YouTube, everyone on Twitch. They can see you. One day, people will be able to see both. Okay, and I just need that YouTube link copied, and we are good. Okay, get a post on Discord. Jordan's saying he's flexible in scheduling. Thought Jordan had a very strict bedtime. Alright. Good morning from Melbourne. Hello, hello. Who's playing for each team? That is a good question. Let's see if I have a roster on Wikipedia. Also, just apologies, I'm going to get the ads out of the way as we're getting started. So apologies. I'm gonna play a 3-minute ad real quick because the games aren't here, and then I'll reset the counter for an hour. So if you're on Twitch, apologies. You can check out YouTube for a second if you don't want to see the ad. Alright, so maps will be Arabia, Arena, Golden Lakes, Migration, and Team Islands. So an open map, a closed map, a hybrid map, a kind of a macro water map, and more of an aggressive landing water map. Brazil and Germany, I don't see any rosters on the Wikipedia page, but it's 4v4 play all 5. Maybe one of the Germans in the chat is playing and knows who their teammates are. See Turs and Acro around. And I will get a draft. Let's see, how do I want to put this draft on? Give me one moment. Okay. Oh, wow. That is way too big of a resolution. Can I just play with the draft a bit until, okay, that's too small. Do we get it at the right size? Maybe put it above the webcam for now. Do we adjust it? Okay. Now I just gotta see. I think it's a bit too wide. Binary search until we get a good. Ooh, that's nice and even. Okay, I like that. Like that. Now I just gotta do some copy and pasting here. Okay, now there's no background to it. I can crop a bit. And I guess I should probably turn the webcam off if we're going to do this. I'll have the webcam during the games. Go like this. Boom. There we go. Now we see the drafts. Slightly down. I think I'll need to put my webcam like in the bottom right corner under the chat. And redo an overlay. So that's Brazil, Germany, Zen, Onamaru, Showmatch, and it is a play all 5. There. And Alvin Angus, hello on YouTube. How are you doing? Welcome in. I think we're just waiting for the teams to show up. Someone said that they were late over in the other chat, so we're waiting on them to get ready, and hopefully this will be a good one. I love 4v4s. I don't get to cast 4v4s enough. We need more 4v4s. Hello, Maple Leaf Lancer. Germany has so many good AoE2 players. They have Jordan. They got Running. They got Anatov. They got Turs. They got Target. They got Acro. They got Philip. See, oh, they had Nilly. Are there no repeat civs? No repeat civs. The civs they have are there on the screen that they can choose from. Have I posted anything about the naval update? I think I might maybe make a video about that. I need to research it a bit. Maybe I can get some YouTube editing done. I have lots of little editing side projects I want to do. Who's playing? Pulsite lol. I don't know. I don't know yet. I saw Turs and Acro in the chat. So player AOT also asked that, and unfortunately I am unaware. I do not see a list anywhere of the players. I don't see a lobby up either, but we do at least have a draft. And maps are Arabia, Arena, Golden Lakes, Migration, and Team Islands. They didn't draft the maps, they're just set, so I don't have an update for that. Maybe grab it from Wikipedia somehow. As I moved my webcam when I wanted to move my drafts. Slightly down a bit, I think, helps. Really would be good, then you can complain about the pathing in game. This is not centered at all, is it? No, it's gotta go over more. There we go, it's more centered. Hope Jordan plays. You know what? Now that you mentioned that, since Jordan is on Onamaru, and I think, is Jordan in Brazil right now? I saw Gabby posted some LAN photos, and I think I saw Jordan in one of them. Did I watch LYC? I casted the finals. I didn't really get to cast much else because the game started at 1 a.m. my time. But the finals thankfully started at 7:30 a.m., so I was able to wake up, get a coffee, and cast them. So that's on my YouTube if you want to see that. I'll need to go back and like add timestamps to it. Germany should be strong in recent reels. Yeah, and I feel like Brazil's maybe fallen off a bit from their peak. Right, last time they did a 4v4 show match, Riot played, but he definitely is out of practice. Imagine that, a Riot versus Jordan show match. Now that would be something else. Riot versus Jordan. They're rolling back the years. Imagine that. Imagine if we could get Viper, Doubt, Jordan, and Riot playing a 4v4 someday. We'll have to see if we can do that as a show match. That would be crazy. I wonder who China would play as a 4v4 now, because they probably wouldn't have Tim like they did at last Nations Cup. I don't know if he's played at all recently. So, oh, Maya and Britain's for Germany. Light West was just watching the VOD of the Brazil LAN. Oh, well, hello. Welcome, Albert. Rawr. I hope you're ready for more Brazil games, because Onamaru is going to be doing a lot of sponsorship stuff coming up, I'm sure, because they have their LAN next summer. And I'm talking to them tomorrow about maps and stuff for it. So it should be fun. probably hear me unscrewing the cap of my water bottle. Who do I think will win? That is a really good question. Historically, I would favor Brazil, but recently I might want to go with Germany. I don't know. Actually, I really don't know. Now that I think about it, I need to go to Capture Age and remove the scene that there we go. I had a scene on Capture Age for the the player cameras from the LY Cup. I had to remove that. There we are. Alright, still don't know if anyone's around. Don't see a lobby or anything up. I'm just waiting on them to arrive. Let's see, do you know he's playing Casfa on Arabia? We could go cast him while we're waiting. I don't know if Teres has any updates on how long it'll be. I'm looking at Germany's civs, and having Maya and Britons as your Arabia flank feels OP. I mean, look at that. For Arabia, they could go Maya, Britain, Franks, and Huns. Oh, now that would be crazy. Maya, Britain, Franks, and Huns. Is that, I don't know, is that the 4 best Arabia civs? Khitans, I don't know how they do as a pocket. Maybe a bit awkward to play them because you have to go Steppies instead of Knights. Maybe their Steppies are just that good though, they'd win anyway. Byzantine's a really high pick for Brazil. And hello, Sniper. And hello, KKN Group. Saying hi to YouTube, yes. Hello, Twitch saying hi to YouTube. One day, hopefully, I'll get it so you can say hi back. Hope I have a wonderful day. Actually, let me... Oh my gosh, I went to get a coffee earlier, and I went out to the Dunkin' Donuts. Like, I have a coffee in front of me. I can show you. This is the coffee I sacrificed to get. Because, as I was driving to the Dunkin' Donuts, I have no idea what it was, but it is like the world's smallest pebble got kicked up from the road and hit my windshield. And now I have a really, really, really tiny crack slash scratch slash indent in the windshield. And you don't see it unless you're looking at it in just the right direction, but it's there. And now I think I have to go get it fixed. Yeah, small coffee, big problems. Hello, Buck Pucker on YouTube. So hopefully a very, very minor windshield repair. That doesn't cost anything. Or that doesn't cost that much, but I have to do it now. I never had to get a windshield fixed like this before. Who are the players? I would love to know, Archezion. I would love to know. Is Jordan playing? I think so, because this is an Onamaru show match. Jordan's on Onamaru, and I know they're having a boot camp, and I think Jordan's in Brazil right now. I think he's in Brazil. I think I saw what looked like Vinchester and Jordan in photos that Gabby had posted. So I think they're there for their boot camp. Oh, okay. I have a lobby. We got it, chat. We got it. I'm gonna tell you who's playing. Are you ready? He's here. You're right. Yes. All right. Here we have for Germany, Running, Jordan, Turs, and Anatov. What a team! Against Biel. Biel's playing. Biel, Miguel, Goku, and Dogao. There we are. Spiele von Nocturna Running. So I guess they're using the standard DE version of Arabia. I hope that works for 4v4s these days. Running is 27. Running is 2700. Jordan is 2711. Anatov's elo is not representative of his skill level, especially in team games. I'd say the same for Biel. Biel's probably a bit higher rated. So in terms of ratings, I think Germany has it, but I'm never going to doubt Dogao and Miguel playing a team game together. Shocking. Are you shocked that the arena player has such a high elo? So let's see if we can guess the civs they're going to use. Looks like Arabia will be game 1. So let's see. I'm still thinking Maya, Britain, Frank, Huns for Germany, and just pick the insane Arabia civs right off the bat. For Brazil, a bit trickier. Probably Ethiopians for the flank. Georgians, Khmer, maybe even Wei could all be pockets. Shu could be a flank too. Don't know if you use the Chinese on Arabia or save them maybe somewhere else, but the other maps are mostly arena or water maps. So I guess you could go Chinese and Ethiopian flanks. Which is, Chinese are a great Arabia flank if you don't get lamed. If you do get lamed, then it's tricky. I would have said Chinese could have been a pocket, but they no longer have camels, so maybe not anymore. Spanish could also be an Arabia pocket, maybe even Burgundians or Slavs. Slavs have that great team bonus where you could go like Slavs, Chinese, Ethiopians, and then your flanks save 75 to 100 wood without needing houses. Jordan's there with a blue headset playing among the Brazilians. If anything happens, he'll turn off his PC. All right, let me grab the photo. Okay. You can... Yeah, that's right. You can see him there. Let me save and show the photo. There we are. That there. Image time. Oh, I think they're starting. Okay, we got a 90-second spec delay to show a photo. There we go. I think is that Jordan's head sticking up, like right there in the back, in the middle. I think that's Jordan there. Yeah. Okay. So Jordan has to be careful. If he lames someone, he is sitting next to them IRL, and he will be physically at risk. That's what I'm getting from this photo. He's speaking German with the guys. Oh, that way you can't cheat off of him, right? There you go. He's speaking so that he can share his strats and not be overheard, not be understood. Alright, let's see. We have a 6-second spec delay, and then we'll have some Arabia action. Alright, let me just swap so I can get the scoreboard set up. This will be let's see, play all 5. Maru Showmatch. Is this loading in? Oh, it takes a long time to load. Alright, here we are. Oh gosh, deload. Okay. Here we are. Let's do this. This will be, what are good colors? Blue versus red. This will be Brazil versus Germany. Alright, so what do we have here? Brazil will be in the cool colors. So we'll have Dogao on the flank as the Ethiopians, and Miguel will be his pocket as the Wei on the other side. Magyars for Goku, and Biel as the Chinese flank. And we already see an eagle coming forward potentially to do some laming. 2 Boars back, nothing lamed yet. We'll have Turs as the flank. He'll be the Maya, with Jordan as the Frank pocket, and then Anatov the Gujar pocket, and running as the Britain's Franks. So Britain's Franks and Maya for Germany, Gujars then the Camel Civ as a pocket. So Franks for Knights into Cavalier Paladins, Gujars for heavy camel play. 2 noses and 3 eyes. There was, I guess, a mirror there on the photo. Alright, so we have Turs luring in that boar. Lumberjack must have clicked on a tree. Over here, will we have some laming? Ooh, we will have... Oh, Biel taking a great fight against Turs. God, how did Turs lose that much HP? Well, that's okay, because Jordan will come over. Oh, did Turs? He must have tried to steal the... No, the boar is full HP. Okay, don't know how the eagle took that bad of a fight. What the heck? Anyway, he's Xing over here. Was there... No, there's not another scout that's injured. Oh, did he run into... Terrors must have ran into the TC then. Alright, Terrors must have ran into the TC. Terrors needs to take care of his micro a bit. And we'll have Beal taking the boar. So the Chinese, probably the hardest civ to play in the Dark Age. And they gave them to probably the... I don't know too much about Beal. I'd say he's probably the least experienced of the players. And that's not to say he's inexperienced. That's to say that everyone else here is one heck of an Age of Empires 2 player. But he will have the hardest Dark Age to play with the Chinese. He's getting the... lots of vills on the boars and getting the lumber camp put up at the back. Don't have to worry about killing the boar through TC nowadays. So he's a bit easier for him at least. I guess with the Chinese, you actually don't need houses right away. You can delay it. So probably actually really smooth compared to what it had been in the past. As long as you don't get lamed when you have the boar, you're going to have a huge eco lead. So once you get feudal, they are an amazing civ to play. It's just about having that clean Dark Age. And with Terrors apparently running the eagle into the TC, he has had exactly that. A deer map, no chickens, so they will be pushing the deer. And his Beal's rating, it's right there next to his name. He's 2K1. I don't know why some players have elos and some don't. But his is lucky enough to be next to his name. He's 2K1, but I think he's probably a bit higher than that. If you saw the Lang games I casted the other day, he was Gabby's teammate in their 2v2s, and they finished... they had actually beaten Dogao and Fiage in the lower bracket semifinals. And they finished second to Stark and Bruh. Eleno Jordan. So Running's a very well-known arena clown. You can see he's 2K7 right now. Anatov, a team game expert. I think Nilly described him as one of the nerdiest AoE2 players he'd ever played with. Then Tur is also a pretty good German player. You'll see him around if you watch a lot of German team games. So Jordan also pushing the deer. So deer pushing time. I have to be careful with this if you go forward to lame, because when Jordan's scout was forward, he wasn't pushing the deer. And now he needs to make sure he pushes them in, but still gets the scout forward in time to be useful and feudal. You can very well get stuck with your scout at home when it needs to be forward, and he also didn't scout two of his geese. He'll probably pick them up if he goes to grab these and then give them to Turs. But we're seeing the downside of that early laming and how it affects your deer pushing and the rest of your eco. So over here we'll have 4 geese in that mill from Anatov. And also to note, this is a normal 3-vil start, I believe, so it would be interesting to see some 4v4 or 9-vil starts, but this is 3-vil start. From 2K you can be, I mean, from lots of elos you can be solid team game players. Sometimes people play team games, and not 1v1s. And hello Noob Netrum, and hello Vanilla Donut. Great YouTube thumbnail. I very quickly threw that together from another set I had casted. I totally even forget what that set was, but I needed a 4v4 thumbnail, and that was from a 4v4, so that's what we went with. Yeah, YouTube makes you create a thumbnail for your streams, and you could reuse the same thumbnail over and over, but I feel like it's better to have individual ones. So I always gotta go make thumbnails. So everyone up to feudal within 1 or 2 seconds to each other. That's AoE2 these days. The last ones up will be the flank over here, so the Chinese and the Maya. The extra Vil flanks up the latest. And expect to see double ranges from everyone. You know, honestly, only 1 Vil on gold? Could running be tempted to do 1 range and rely on the Britain's production speed not to fall behind? That's risky against the Ethiopians, though. Yeah, he's gonna go for a second range. But only 1 on gold, not 2 on gold. Usually you see 2, but maybe I'm just behind in my build. And he's opening skirms! He's opening skirms! This one end 1-7. Oh, everyone asking these soccer things, and I don't even know what they mean. When I was in Germany in 2014 and living in Berlin, they won the World Cup. That's the only soccer I've ever experienced. I cast from a wooden cabin. There's wood paneling on the walls. It's not real wood, though. yeah, that's true. You probably would have seen Anatov playing with Sato a couple of years ago on MYI. Okay, so Camel Scouts. Oh my, what is this build? What is this build? We got 6 on gold from Anatov. He's going Camel Scouts. He's releasing geese from the middle. Wait, he had 4 there earlier, then he got 8, and he... What the... What's he doing with those geese? Okay, so Camel Scout and Skirmisher. Oh, what is this? What is this? I like it. I haven't seen this before. Camel Scout plus Skirm. Camel Scouts protect the Skirms from the Scouts, so the Skirms can just run forward and hit the archers. You're not going to pick off Vils all that easily here, but if you get enough Skirms, then it can work. Let them cook. Let them cook. Oh, that is the joke. Okay. Okay, over here though we have some problems for Turs because his Vils did not get their quick balls up in time. Goku got him with a couple of scouts, but those scouts are a bit lower on HP than our Jordans. One thing Jordan definitely is familiar with is scouts from the pocket. I remember him in those Tyrant days being one of the first players to go scouts from the pocket. He'd be playing Mongols. And hello, Scarface Ginger. So, okay, interesting combos. I've never seen this many camel scouts made before. So 7 of them there. And these scouts cannot engage. And so what scales better, Skirm Camel Scout or Archer Scout? I would hope it's Archer Scout, but maybe I'm wrong about that. Scout's going to try to hit the Skirms. Skirms just run forward and hit the archers. And that's the problem against facing someone with Skirms. Their Skirms kill your archers if they catch you out of position. And look at that! 1, 2, 3, 4 dead bodies hitting the ground, and the Vils have to come off the berries to fight. And Dogao running into problems, still losing more archers. And now there are archers in the back to hit the scouts. So a combination Archer-Skirm here from the Britons player. And this is going to be a lot of exposed Vils for Dogao. Don't know if he loses any. We'll see how good the camels are at killing them. What's the attack? 5 attacks, so not that great. Well, I guess it's the same as the scout, though. Probably attacker load time 2. And I guess wait, is that the exact same attack as a scout then? Okay. Okay. And hello, Boyd again. Is that what I should have done for the thumbnail? Like 7 Teutonic Knights against what unit would represent Brazil? I guess the Kamuk's the closest. That even feels like it'd probably be like Peru more than Brazil. Becomes a regular camel. Yeah, becomes a regular camel. And I mean, he's spending gold now to create them, right? It's not like they only cost food and then you spend gold in castle. He's spending gold the entire time. So the question is, how quickly does he go up to castle age if he's not investing into farms? Alright, let's maybe not use that word, Scarface. Portuguese units are, ooh, 1 organ gun? That's true. I mean, at least that is still the language they speak. Alright, so Turs and Jordan are getting in over here. They've gotten to Goku. They bypassed Beal. Beal will come over with archers. We have bloodlines on the way from Miguel. And Jordan top score. Might have to look over his head IRL to make sure nothing's going on behind him. Make sure no one's going to sneak up and unplug his mouse for him. And X over here will have running, losing a Vil on the gold. Didn't have the gold walled in. And scouts will run around for Miguel. Bloodline's just finishing now. And still, I don't think you want to take a fight against Camel Scouts. They have +5 against Cav. And even in these numbers with Bloodlines, no. Bloodlines is blood on the ground. And an X over here will have a market going up for Miguel. Camels and archers coming forward. Viper feeling too good. Well, Viper's from Norway. He's not from Germany. He's living in Germany, but he's from Norway. He would play on Norway where they're a Nations Cup. And Castle Age on the way for Jordan. So our first player up, usually that's what you want to be as the Franks. Want to be up to the Castle Age as quickly as possible so you're not in that situation where you don't have bloodlines and your opponents do have it, which is right where he is here. And it looks like Goku and Beal are winning this fight. Turs and Jordan are going to run. Turs wants to save his archers as well as he can. Jordan more looking to go into knights than to light cav as the Franks, I'd think. Why do only some players have their ELA next to their name by the score? I don't know. You can probably blame the layoffs, not having enough staff to get ELOs working for all players. Jordan here doing a TC, second TC. And Xing in the middle. As archer groups still run past each other. And oh, that is a big group of archers here from Turs. He'll be able to save himself against the scouts. Some may not have a current rating due to inactivity. Maybe. I don't think... Would Jordan be inactive on the ladder? I feel like I've seen Jordan playing recently. Maybe not. I mean, Turs Anatov might be playing team games. Same with Miguel and Goku. Maybe. Yeah, but I don't think Jordan's been inactive, though. It would maybe make sense for the other... maybe Jordan... Is Jordan playing on a different account, maybe? As he's getting his rating back? Who was laid off? Lots of people at Capture Age. Over the summer. I guess kind of as they were concluding work on the recent DLC. The archer is hitting the knight. Jordan pumping knights out. And 30 archers, exactly even, but crossbow Bodkin on the way from Turs. He has the timing advantage. And meanwhile, at the back, we have some scouts from Miguel getting in on the gold from running. And that Vil will go down. And archers on the hill from Beetle getting slaughtered by Jordan and Turs. And Beetle has to go for a defensive tower and more houses as walls. Because Jordan is unranked. This might be the first game of AoE 2 Jordan's ever played. Trying to get this new young player into the game. Ballistics on the way from Turs. As crossbows come out. I have an X down here. Oh, two scouts getting in from Goku, but Turs will fight them with Vils. They'll go down. We'll have crossbow Bodkin on the way from Beetle, but he's already down in numbers. And he will be adding in a university, trying to get ballistics. And while he gets a university, Turs will get a second TC. He'll claim more gold and protect his wood in the back. Another gold is forward, and Turs could think about coming to wall up here. Try to keep himself a bit safer. Could also consider maybe a team wall here with Jordan. Jordan could go maybe to the edge of the map and they'd be extra safe. Jordan will get a TC out on the front and keep walling up a bit more in front of his wood line. They'll be hiding behind Beel's base, keeping him off of wood, and he'll have to go. Beel will have to go for a third range to try to catch up in numbers. Meanwhile, we'll have Turs. This is a big army in the back of Goku's base. Beel's trying to help out. They have an escape route already planned and a hill they can go back to and camp if they need to. Heard Jordan's a retiree. It's nice to finish a career and pick up the new hobbies you've always wanted to try, like AoE 2. I'm still waiting for Jordan to come back and do more Python streams. Those are streams I enjoyed from him. So crossbows atop the hill camping. And numbers here slightly in favor. I think that's the knight HP though. From Brazil, but Turs on that hill has a great position. And the crossbow numbers from both are dropping, but fairly decent fight, at least for Germany. Have their army in the back and make Brazil pay to clean it up feels good. And then on the other side, we still have pressure here. University from Dogao is denied by running. And at the front of Beel's base, we have Turs and Jordan applying even more pressure. At least Beel does have safe wood and a safe gold mine. He's doing a fourth range, trying to get his numbers up. Hasn't had double bit axe even on the Castle Age transition, and on one very inefficient lumber camp. Those Vils have to run a marathon back and forth. There, as I say it, he's listening to the stream. Check for a phone on his desk, and he's gonna add a lumber camp up there to get closer. We'll have more Magyar Knights being trained here from Goku. And in the back, we now have Anatov Oh, we're grouping up the rainbow. We have all 4 German players here on the opposite side of the map, as we have some Huiguang Cav being produced from Miguel. A second in the chat, he'll write, no, I'm not. And hello, Emu. How you doing, Emu? I saw you had a good set casted by T90 the other day in TTL. And Tetracycline. Yes, I claimed victory. Oh, what a poetic phrasing. Oh, look at this micro. 2 players at once, micro and crossbows. Orange and red groups. And I'm Xing on the front as Germany now has broken through the stables. And their score lead started to grow, up by about 30 vils. In the back there are the camels everywhere. Looks like Dogao will finally wall a vill and be able to finish that to university. Get his crossbow numbers out. 3 ranges for him, staying on 1 TC. Pocket here. Pocket's managing to get 3 TCs. The Huiguang Cav, how good will they be against potential Frankish paladins? That's a good question. We'll see if he gets to that stage, though. I think Germany has a good lead here. Twanging of bowstrings continues. This game here is now looking fairly rough for them. But I'm glad we get to see that. The Camel Scouts from Anatov. Camel Scout and Skirm. I'll have to maybe do a video about that. That was interesting, because now he has a huge mass of camels now that he's up to the Castle Age. A Camel Scout pocket build. Are all these guys full-time AoE players? No. I don't think... Is Dogao full-time AoE? I'm pretty sure they all have other lives. In addition to AoE. The way Huiguang beat Frank Pala in Melee running told me so the other day. Alright, running giving some advice on the matchup that we have here. And Imperial Age on the way for Turs, look at that. Up to Imp 2 TCs. What a build from him. He is the Maya and he is 4 ranges pumping out crossbows, soon to be arbalests. Imagine that was a civ that could make pre-knights in feudal. Don't give me nightmares of the Franks in AoE 4. Civ that made knights in feudal and dominated. You need to be live somewhere very cheap in addition to being a bigger streamer. And a good content creation setup going. So crossbows coming over, and they will hit the camels. I think it has to be Arbs as the flank, right? You're a flank in a team game. You got a Frankish pocket for paladins. You need the ranged unit. Although, I would love if were he to go Axeman. That'd be great. I'm bored. I can cast a 3-hour Hera ACCM game. Well, we have a fight on the hill here. The Huiguang Cav. How do these things do against camels? They have huge attack and lots of armor, but the armor does nothing against the bonus attack of the camels, and they have fairly low HP. These Gajur camels will have even more bonus attack. Plus 12 against Cav. So I would think the Gajur camels, they even have more HP here, would win these fights. I actually do have a 6-hour game from Doubt. I've had it on my PC like for years. I've been meaning to cast it since the Vuli days. But there's a 6-hour tournament game from Doubt I plan to cast. And Iknuri, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the stream. Ooh, we're I think 13,985 followers, so really close to 14K, just shy of it. And hopefully that means we're on track to hit around 15K by the end of the year. It gives me 2 months, but we need to really step it up, but I hope we can get there. One stream with just that game? Maybe. And Luku and Jonah Nord, thank you for the follows. And we'll have crossbows here moving under the TC, running, shooting back at the crossbows. As these Huiguang Cav will hoover around at the top of the hill. Look at that horse. You say, nah, I'm a horsey too. Oh, let me join, let me join. Look how pretty this horse is. I love the white and the brown. Anyway, the forces here, the Huiguang Cav and the crossbows, pushing in now on Anatov's base. Running had gone for a 3 TC boom, so maybe that puts him slightly behind in military numbers. That's 28 to 49 crossbows. I've seen Dogao play a lot of team games, and one thing he does is keeps huge masses of crossbows alive for a long time. He knows how to keep them safe. Where's my country's playing against Germany? What kind of fate is this? It's the fate when you have a Brazilian organization with a German player like Jordan on the team having a boot camp. And maybe Nigo can give me any more insights into the organization. But crossbows here, that was a nice hill for running. Camels now from Anatov. This is where you feel like you want the crossbows from Dogao hitting the camels more so than the other crossbows. And maybe also the situation with Hui Wong Cav. Yeah, they have one extra pierce armor, but that lower HP can really matter. And now Jordan from behind will swoop in with some knights, and as we'll have a castle drop here that cannot be stopped by Beal, Brazil will call the GG. There are arbalests here, arbalests from Tours ravaging the economy of Miguel. You even getting in on the economy of Goku. There are the GGs, and Germany goes up 1-0. So it might not be 7-1, but it could be 5-0. It is a play all 5. So it could be anywhere from 4-1 Brazil to 5-0 Germany now. I'll keep track of that. They're running 110 kills as the Britons. Maybe I'll want to go back and make a deep dive video on the pocket camel scouts. That was an interesting build from Anatov. I'll see if maybe I can interview him about that. That'd be cool. Holy Turs OP. Turs 66 kills. I could use capture age flags. I could. Flag. Brazil. Flag. Germany. Usually I don't do them because in 1v1s it messes up the ability to view the scoreboard, but here I can. So thank you. Yeah, also Britain's Maya as the flank. So okay, now comes the hard part. I gotta check off the civs. That's a win for Germany. And lots of buttons to click. So that's Maya, Britain, Frank, Gujar. Okay, Germany made it easy. Against Ethiopians, Chinese, Wei, and Magyars. Okay, that was easier than I thought it was going to be. Now you got the flags. Does Austria have an AoE2 team? They would be like Leary and freaking Andy. Let's see. Teutonic Tanks is also Austrian, I believe. They have freaking Chris, and they have LB10. And see, Nadia used to play for them when she was living there. I don't think she would anymore though. Ween Dinchester, he's Austrian too. Now do Swiss, they have Bullet Chen, and they have Dehiz, they got Smiley. I don't even know who else is a Swiss AoE2 player. Overlay is the French flag. It's just blue and red, and it happens to be white in between. I don't know who TRM is. That's a name I haven't heard before. And Migration will be the next map. Migration. Federer. Okay, between the next game, I'll need to restock on my water. I have coffee, but I feel like drinking that will make me more thirsty. Greetings from Austria. Oh, does Finland have a good StarCraft 2 player? Oh, they have a good AoE 2 team too. They don't need reinforcements. I really should have made it play all 8. Oh no, the spectator dashboard went temporarily offline. Okay, we're back. That's nightmare fuel there, temporarily offline dashboard. It's like Viper and Hera in one in SC2. Okay, okay. Oh, and DKiwi, thank you also for the follow. I think I missed that. Thank you very much. They also have Lyrias and normal Heras and Vipers. What is a normal Hera? What's a normal Hera? Or a normal Viper? Who's the best gamer of all time? Definitely doubt. Norwegian Standard Viper. Alright, still waiting for this game to start. Looks like they're in the lobby. Is this going to be 3v3? I see Anatov Jordan running against Goku, Miguel, and Bruh, and some random in the lobby. I don't know what DSIL migration is. I know 4v4 the Nations Cup migration map should be a good one. Not sure about DE's map currently. I think they can have some large ponds at the back sometimes. It looks like Bruh's gonna play. I see Goku, Miguel, Bruh. Scroll down to a Wikipedia StarCraft player. I'm not gonna understand anything if I click that. Bruh, yes. Okay, no, okay. There's Dogao joining. Okay, need one more player for Germany then. I'll see if Tur is... Oh, it's going to be Philip. They're bringing on Philip. Philip? Well, in terms of average elo, actually, this is now going to be much lower for Germany. Philip is only 1v1 elo of 2019. Only 2019. Oh, hello there, Oza. Playing some TTL. Yeah, Bruh. Is Bruh still working for Forgotten Empires? I met Bruh at Red Bull. He assisted me in ordering a pizza in Spanish. Ozone versus Arbase. I'm sure Arbase is in the lobby just for admin issues, but I'm going to pretend they're fighting each other. And Arbase, he's a threat. He took a game against Lix before. Oh, Kita. Hello, Kita. Good morning to you. You better go and teach the kids today. Teach them about some math. Some allergen-free pizza time. Oh my gosh, did you ever play, maybe this is more of an, like, just like a me thing, because I grew up near New York City. But did y'all see Spider-Man 2, like the old school one with Tobey Maguire? There was a tie-in video game for that, where you had to deliver pizzas as a mini game, and you couldn't, like, if you jostled the pizza, you'd lose, and you had a timer. Like, there was the most unrealistic pizza delivery. You had to, like, climb skyscrapers and deliver pizzas to people on, like, washing windows, and then jump out onto boats. It was crazy. It had the best, most annoying music in the background. If you saw the MBL Ping video, it was that music. The Spider-Man 2 pizza music. Teach them how not to drown today. That's a good skill too. That's not realistic about it. That's the expectations we have for workers in America. Anyway, so we get to migration. Maybe it was a tiny bit low. Just a tiny bit. Let's see, T90 is doing some Titans League. Do I think the word T? I mean, T isn't a word. It have to be a letter. I mean, I guess T is a word, but spelled differently. Okay, they are launching the game, and here we go. And let me make this on the scoreboard red versus blue. If I make it green versus yellow, I guess that's maybe favoring Brazil. If I make it red and yellow, I guess that's favoring Germany. And I can't go red and green because it's colorblind, so we'll just go red and blue. And alright, so what civs do we have? Goku as the Inca flank, Dogao as a Wu pocket, Bra as a Lithuanian pocket. And then Miguel as a Dravidian flank. Okay, usually Lithuanians would be a flank on migration, and they'd go really fast up into galleys, try to get to the pocket and hit the fish maybe. But no, here we have the Inca on the flank, good wood savings, only one house, so we'll go for an early dock. Okay. Miguel flank, it's a water map, so they're putting Miguel on the flank, he's the Dravidians, great team bonus there. On the other side, not using the Vikings on this map, presumably saving them for Team Islands. We'll have a Malian's flank from Jordan, a Malay pocket from Anatov, a Tatar pocket from Running, and then a Celt flank from Philip. Celts, if you gotta use them somewhere, you're gonna put them where the wood bonus pays off, and Migration flank fits that description. A bit wasteful on the deer, maybe, is Philip. Man, I had so much fun playing this map last Nations Cup. I actually, oh, and Arito Clappin', hello. I had a build. And I never actually got to do this build in a game because it was so precise, but it was fun. It was Lithuanian flank back when they had like plus 150 food at the start. Yeah, it was plus 150. And then Viking Dravidian teammates. And I would go up a single dock because it was count as a house and a lumber camp. Those would be my buildings. I'd chop a tree for the precise amount of wood I needed. And I'd go up on like 12 pop. It'd be like 12 pop galleys, and you could sustain it from 2 docks. Oh, it was brilliant. Poor Philip has to play Celts. Poor Turs has to watch. So deer getting pushed in from Goku. And taken there under the TC. Philip with Celts the class. Does Philip, is he like known for playing Celts then? Is he a Celts player? Is he a Huang Watermap Celts player? Do we know what DSIL is too? What is DSIL? It is 4v4, yes, Adrian. Would Turs rather watch or play Celts? I think Turs is going to be a great cheerleader for his teammates. And he's going to watch them lose, and then he'll come back next game and he'll be like, no Turs, no win. And then he'll play the rest, and Germany will win 4-1. It's his favorite civ and your least favorite. Okay, that explains the swap then. OP water. I'd say Dravidians are pretty OP on water. Their team bonus in addition to their wood bonus makes them a great pick here. I still feel like Dravidians and Vikings would be the best flank combo on migration, and I do like Byzantine pockets. But there are lots of different opportunities for pocket civs and controlling the middle in different ways. You can have unique unit civs like Spanish going conquistadors. Chris for Canada, gosh, he played Chinese pocket, went full demos as a counter to the fireship pockets, and then claimed the middle with bombard cannons and Chuko Nu. It was a thing of beauty. We tried having Ornlu replicate that for our USA games, and like it kind of worked. We won our migration games, but I think that's just because I had casted enough that I understood the map better, and like we came up with better strategies overall. But yeah, Chris, that was just a thing of beauty. Chris playing pocket Chinese on migration. I'm sad they removed the extra HP on the demos. Oh, that was legit a wonderful bonus for that situation. Jin Swordsman from Dogao? You know, that's a good point. Jin Swordsman from Dogao for middle control. Hard for any archer unit to counter them. Tatars would probably want to go, what, Step Lancers to control the middle? Cav archers to control the middle feel like they might be countered by the Jin Swordsman, as you say that. Hello, Kai World. Is it worth rewinding at the beginning, or is it better to watch live? You can always watch live, then rewatch the first game. You're already spoiled from the first game because of the scoreboard, so you might want to watch live and then go back. So, what some people do is they'll just put it like on 2x speed and they'll watch live until they catch up. Whatever floats your fishing ship. This is indeed what a 4v4 migration looks like. And this must be based on the version I had made for Nations Cup because there are wolves in the middle. The original migration never had wolves in the middle, but then earlier versions on DE did. And I ended up bringing them over when I made the Nations Cup version. I wouldn't do that anymore on migration. That is since something I've decided is actually not a good idea to transport vills and run into wolves. But players getting up to feudal. The map is different than it was back in Nations Cup, though, because the transport ship capacity has been increased from 5 to 20, so much easier to move your vills to the middle. And Jacob, hello, much riskier, whatever floats your turtle ship. So double docks here from Jordan. Your dock positioning determines how aggressive you want to be. Here we have the Dravidians player doing triple docks at the front of their base, and they want to go forward. They want to be as aggressive as they can. Jordan doing the docks more towards the side, that's a more defensive setup. And same thing from Philip, he's doing them to the side, making sure that he can control this canal, not let anything go to the pocket. And he's not going to be them right on the front, where it's, you know, it's a few seconds, but a few seconds matter in Galley Wars, keeping your fish alive, making sure you're not taking a bad fight. More, kind of to the side, but more aggressive docks from Goku on the flank. Then as the pocket, you're more worried about splitting up your docks and getting your fish into good locations. And your flank rolls are basically, don't let the enemy flank get to your pocket and disrupt the fish boom right now. That's the win condition on this map. Now, that's the great thing about this map. You can have huge swings why sometimes one team controls the water and the other controls the land, and the land team holds on. Maybe the water team, though, goes for landings and kills players on islands. There's not one win condition here. I do feel like controlling land is a bit more valuable than controlling water, but that's always situational. And archery range from running. So it looks like it will be Cav Archers in the middle. And the Tatars. Very mobile unit. Try to snipe off TC vills, perhaps. Why only Elo on some of the players? I don't know. We're thinking maybe some players are just inactive on the 1v1 ladder. And don't have an Elo, but I don't know if that's true or not. We can only guess. Goku and Bra, your favorite players, really, really. Like to rewind so you can skip the pauses? That's great, isn't it? Skipping the pauses. At World Cup, Nations Cup. So Castle Age is coming in, and so far the flanks have mostly been fighting to a stalemate. And I think you see how Philip, had he docked here, he wouldn't be able to retreat and fight here in the canal. It's just like a maybe 20 tiles away, completely changes the composure of his fight here. And on the other side, same thing from Jordan. Because he has this dock in the back, he can keep fishing, even though he lost some of the forward map control. And now, as we have the pockets going up to the Castle Age, some will go for the middle, some will make fire ships. Lithuanians, that is a lot of fishing ships. You'll need another dock over here to keep fishing. Hello, Red Cliffy. Recognize 5 players here. I'd say that's decent for knowing this game for half a year. Half a year and recognizing these players is pretty good. I'd say. I can try to guess the 5 you know would be Dogao, Miguel, Jordan, and Running. Who among Brug, Goku, Philip, and Anatov would be more famous? I don't know. Maybe Goku. How everyone's got to type 7-1 in the chat. Man, making it extra painful. Where did Bro come from? Brazil. So TC in the middle here from Running. TC also for Bruh. Where are the Cav Archers? They're just being created from Running. Can the Cav Archers get forward and happen to find the TC in time? If they do, that would be lovely. It looks like they're going to go across towards the opposite pocket, though. Now, they have more than 5 players on each team. They're substituting in and out. My mouse froze for a second. Eric Casper's music on? I almost always have it on. And thank you, Bruscar, for the follow. He subbed for Beal. Yeah, Beal and Bra are different players. So fires pressing forward now that fire ships are in. If you get to imp and do fast fires with careening, then all of a sudden war galleys only do 1 damage to the ships. So getting imp is a huge advantage, and that's exactly what we have Dogao going for right now. He is the Wu, and what is it that the Wu have? They have the early careening, and it's cheaper. So he just needs to get up and click fast fire, and that is something that the Wu they have. Yeah, it's only the Chinese who have dragon ships, but yeah, he has fast fire. You'll have fast fires. And oh, there's a transport from running, getting chased away. And Dogao should be able to win water when he gets fast fires. But look at this, look at the Cav Archers. There we have it from running, catching Dogao going for the TC. And this is the downside of going fast imp. And they caught the other TC. They caught the other TC. There we go. Running, managing to catch both TCs on land with the Cav Archers. And that's the downside of going only one player to the land, the other fast imp fires. Fast imp fires makes you vulnerable to something like this, where you don't have the land military presence and the Cav Archers pick you off. Now imagine just the opposite situation, right, where Dogao is going Jin Swordsman with all that Pierce armor and maybe pushing TCs himself. Versus the Tatars now getting all the map control. Also, Tatars aren't going to need farms for a while because they get the extra sheep from the TCs, so a bit better for them on water. At the same time, though, running, what is his fishing ship count? Down to 8. Here they are. They are far from the docks. He's gotten pushed quite a bit. And Dogao just about up to Imp. He'll just need to click fast fire, then he can take amazing fights. But he needs to get fast fires first. "27 vills into imp. 27 vills into imp is how you get fast fire. That is the fast part of the fast fire. Get it around 21 minutes. Now that's about the timing you go when you go for the fast imp with fires. 21 minutes. You can get it a bit faster, slightly different builds with different civs too. But now here he is. That is 8 Pierce armor, 9 ship armor. And so the war galleys, the feudal age galleys from Philip. Philip is stuck here on his island, having lost the water now. So Dogao might have been pushed off the middle thanks to those Cav Archers, but at the same time, they're keeping Philip stuck on this island. And Dogao gonna have the actual score lead now, thanks to Imp and thanks to Fast Fire. And he, even though he's kind of down in numbers, he lost a few, is going to take an amazing fight. There's Philip upgrading the war galleys, but look at that. 9 attack against ship, 9 pierce attack, which means that is completely canceled out by the armor of these Imperial Age Fast Fires. And these war galleys will be doing only the minimum 1 damage they can do. That's 140 bolts they'll need to destroy a single fire ship. And at this point, Germany cannot fight Dogao on the water. They can fight him on land, but not on water. And here we have running, maybe a bit of a misplay, not scouting and letting Dogao get a TC up. Oh, as I say that, he's check for a phone on his desk. He's gonna find Dogao's vills. But Dogao is Jin Swordsman. But, ooh, 1 HP on the Vill. 1 HP is all you need. Hero Villager, no. Oh, running snipes are off. She wanted to be a hero, but it wasn't meant to be. 95%. And that's now a 3rd TC denied by the Cav Archers. Alright, fire is going for these ships. Doubt TC, triple doubt TC. Alright, oh my gosh, imagine if these two players douched each other. So Philip and Goku making TCs right next to each other on the mainland. Their ranges, the edge of their range circles will be kissing each other. They're really close to each other. I think the Tatar team bonus has never gotten that much value. What is the Tatar team bonus? Wait. Mounted archers +2 line of sight. Oh my gosh, you're right, Cav archer line of sight. So over here, fairly even fight, Castle Age fires. Castle Age fires. This looks like just a stalemate. Jordan, Miguel having at it in front of Jordan's docks. Pocket's losing a couple of fires. It feels like Miguel's always had a bit of forward position, but whenever he's needed to, Jordan has run back. However, on the other side, here come the fast fires, and the fast fires from Dogao might just win the water. And so someone was asking earlier, what's better? What's the win condition here? This is where, I don't know. I mean, Dogao has control of the water. His team, though, struggling on the land. Where is Running's fishing eco? Nowhere to be found. But what is Running's Vil count? 79. 81 Vils for Anatov. No one on Brazil has anywhere near that number of actual villagers. They have a lot of fishing ships, yes. But fishing ships can collect only food. Vils can collect all 4 resources. They can build things. Overall, much more versatile. If they lose this, it's because they didn't play Turs. It's because Turs didn't want to play Celts. He didn't take one for the team. Now Philip at least got to the middle. He's making some farms. And downside for Germany, though, they didn't stop these TCs. They scouted them at least by now, but didn't stop them. And market going up here for running. And Dogao with an amazing score lead, but remember, score can be inflated from water. He's doing chainmail armor. Maybe it's a very simple transition to land for him, though, with the Jian Swordsman. Maybe it doesn't take much for him to get going. And Relic from running, taking it all the way from across the map. Anatov stuck at home. At the very least, all 4 players from Germany have made it to the mainland, all 4 players on both teams. And there we go, there's a castle drop. That outpost will not be needed to see the castle. Right on his face, Philip, suffering the castle drop from Goku. And villagers here from Philip running away. He has to flee the TC. As this F-tier Inca castle scares him away from how ugly its graphics are. And the Jin Swordsman will just sit there hidden the outpost. And there are red dots all over Jordan's island. But the mainland, definitely in control of Germany. The Vil counts, including the fish, are exactly the same. Brazil slightly pulling ahead now. And, oh, what is this? What is this? We have another castle drop from Goku, but at the same time, Running is castle dropping him from behind. Running has his own castle drop. Goku might be forced off of the mainland, maybe forced to retreat around the coast. There's a castle from Running on a great position on that TC. And now we're going to have some towers coming up from Anatov as the Malay guard towers, trying to give him space to take the wood. That's something you can do on migration. Ships don't really like fighting underneath the guard towers, so you get Bodkin, you do guard tower, and then you keep them away. You could even do heated shot, which he does have, yeah. Heated shot, extra attack versus ships. That's 125% attack versus ships for towers. Castles even a bit more too. So that'll keep his wood line safe. You like the Inca castle? Okay. Some people look at this and think it's beautiful, and that's okay. Bruh, running around with the Cavalier. I hate this map so much, no idea what the meta is. So Cavaliers from Bruh are raiding. Some Jian Swordsmen are raiding. Camels on the way for Running. There are dots everywhere. Trebs from Running. Running going to Treb down Goku. Force Goku off of the mainland. Migration is amazing 4v4 map because of exactly what you said. I don't know what the meta is. Usually I feel like Germany's strategy of one player goes for the middle is usually better than the FC fire ship, but it's better in that you hold the middle and you can win in the long run, whereas you're losing the water, and you're hoping that the land in the middle is better than the water. Usually I think that's the case. From my experience, watching quite a bit of the map and playing it myself, that is the case. But not always, not always. And maybe Dogao can make this work. What I'd look for now would be landings on the outside islands, because that's something these players really can't deal with. Landings on Jordan, landings on Philip. And it doesn't need to be a big landing, it can be 5 arbalests. And you hoover around the economy. And even if you don't kill everything, you're forcing them to make towers. New ship's gonna be a mess with new bugs? Well, I wouldn't doubt that. It's like when they added the demo raft and they had that bug that instead of the damage tapering off to the edge, it did full damage throughout the entire blast radius. So the Tato demos were extra strong. Oh yeah, that's right, Tenjian Swordsman landing? That too. I would think the flank is the one who usually would want to land there, but that's a good point. So camels here as a counter to the Lithuanian Cavaliers. If we look at the relic counts, it's somewhere on these scoreboards. Relic. 1 relic for Bruh. Dogao taking a relic needs to give it to his Lithuanian teammate. Hoarding it for himself there. As we might have a castle being denied. Doubt castle from Bruh. As camels from running come over, they will find the villas, take them out. The bulks of hulks will be a new meme. Hulk bulk. You wouldn't say it's your favorite if you like the accuracy. I feel like it'd be better if it were just slightly larger and like fit the actual like the size of the castles more. It's like the model's just slightly too small. Like this castle's so much bigger. This one feels small and not up to scale. Hello, Mr. Dutt. So okay, so now we're seeing Anatov and running. Huge score leads in the middle. Dogao's still the overall score lead, but I fear that that's inflated from having 1 water. And I don't know if water control is enough when all of the gold is in the middle of the map. And right now, with Anatov adding in crossbows, Jordan adding in Gebetto warriors, and Philip booming and adding stone walls, adding farms everywhere, as a monk, grabbing a relic. At least 3 of the German players are making land military, and no one on Brazil is. The only thing we have are a few cavaliers, and that's not going to hold up to the Tatar heavy camels. Not going to hold up to a full rainbow of German army. What is DSIL? I have no idea. It's a tournament that had migration. It's around this, might not exude the same threat as other castles. That might be it. This castle I don't like either. I think it's even more extreme that it's like it doesn't have the dimensions right. It's a bit too small. Not that it's a bad design for a castle, it just doesn't quite have the dimensions. So Dogao about to get pushed off the middle. Downside though is Philip. Philip has had a very rough game, but if he can get imp soon, he can get imp, then he can fight, and there's gonna be the GG. There will be the GG from Brazil, as even though they have the water, they cannot do anything on the middle, and those cav archers from running paying off, denying the TCs. What a play from running, and Germany goes up 2-0, GG. That army size difference, 122 to 55, is indeed worrying. And Brazil, at least they will resign while they have the score lead. And there they go. 2-0 for Germany, 161 kills for running, and that's kind of my impression. Most eco for Anatov, that holding the middle in the long run gives you not just the map control, but more of a stable eco from having villagers rather than fishing ships. And even if you lose the fishing ships, by the time you lose them, they've kind of done their main job, right? Because they're like, the more you fish, the farther the fish get from the dock, and the harder it is to stay efficient. So if you're swapping your eco to farms anyway, making the earlier swap to land, it can pay off. Most vills for running, too. Most vills for the player who went to the middle. Hello, Jouds. How are you doing? Subbing Turs. Lots of Turs fans. Alright, oh gosh, I forgot to check off the civs. Alright, chat, help me remember what the civs are. Help me remember what the civs are. So that was, they didn't use Vikings, they didn't use Hindustanis. That was Malay, Tatars, those were the pockets. They used Celts. And what civ was Jordan that game? He was Malians, he had the Gebetos. And that was against the Wujian swordsmen. They used Dravidians. They used Inca. And one more civ that had Cavaliers. Lithuanians. There we go. There we go, I got it, I remembered. And are they in the next game yet? Okay, don't see them in the next game yet. Waiting for them to get into the lobby. Okay, while they get the lobby up, I'll be back in a minute. I need to grab myself some more water. Civ ban in team games? I don't know. I don't know what the reasoning behind this draft. It's just what we're presented with. Let's see, they do have 20 civs, so for 5 games they need to use all of them. And the next map shall be Golden Lakes. It'll be Golden Lakes. And I'll show the players. Anatoffen running, Miguel and Barad joining. Choose Bulgarians, build a crepost. Oh dang it, I got a missed call. That feeling when I'm trying to schedule a doctor's appointment and I finally get a call back, and it's during my stream. I'm out of coffee now. I'll need to get a setup for the future so I have a bigger supply of coffee. So anyway, Anatov running Turs. Turs is back on. No number displayed? What do you mean no number displayed? Muted? I'm not muted. I'm definitely not muted, right, chat? I see OBS giving me sound. Trade cogs could be good. Trade cogs, not really good enough in team games to make up for the opponents having gold in the middle. The draft scene is just I made the background. It's a background video I made myself, and then the screen itself is just the captain's mode website, and I just customized the CSS a bit to remove the background. Beer workout and Twist streaming. you can do the beer plus workout can be a beer mile. It's like you have to every lap you have to drink a beer. That's okay, Mr. Dutt was noticed. That's okay. You always worry me that something broke on my end. That was an attempt at making a pun. Your ears are muted? You're listening without earmuffs on. Alright, yeah, this overlay is just some background footage. It's pretty old at this point, from the Terra Nova duos. Some background footage, and that's just the Captain's Mode website on top of it, with all the civs on it. Yeah, pretty much every AoE2 tournament uses AoE2 CM to do drafting. It's something that started back in the HD days. So this is a playoff 5, even if we have a 3-0 for Germany. That's not going to stop the attempt at 5-0. All you soccer fans can keep spamming 7-1 in the chat. You predicted 7-2? It's a playoff 5, why don't you say hi? A playoff 5. And as we noted earlier, Jordan is at the Onamaru boot camp, surrounded by Brazilians. So he is under some IRL pressure to avoid having his mouse unplugged by anyone, or his keyboard unplugged, or his monitor turned off. Where is the boot camp taking place? I believe in Sao Paulo, in Brazil. Anyone from Onamaru can correct me on that, but that's where they just had their 2v2 LAN the other day. Every German is a running fan? Every German is a Turs fan. When I was in Berlin, it was cute. I saw all the running reminded me of this, because whenever I see someone in German running, it's like the most German thing. They're always wearing this like bright reflective vest. But I also saw that's what all like the school children do when they're on school trips in the city. The teachers have them all in these bright vests so they're visible. Keeps them safe. In America, I don't think we'd ever do that. Common in Stockholm as well in winter. Long dark days and all. Germans prefer hiking over running. Alright, 4 players in the lobby. Miguel, Dogao, Goku, bruh. That might be more of a south versus north or city people versus town people. I'd imagine Bavarians would like hiking. Best winners or losers in the unique unit, normal, elite design changes. That's a good one. Losers, definitely the Plumed Archer and the Woad Raider and the Ballista Elephant. Ballista Elephant and Plumed Archers now have Castle Age graphics that, yeah, I don't know. I don't like them. They're too like thin. Ballista Elephant loses armor. Not a fan. And then the Woad Raider, whatever armor they put on top of him, covers his chiseled body, so you can't see his pecs when you turn him to an elite Woad Raider now. Other losers, I think, are probably the True Canoes and Janissaries, which I feel like the white color was part of what made the unit have its unique look and make it identifiable, and they replaced it with lots of armor and player color. And there's so much player color, it doesn't look like the same unit. Boyar Centurions, how do they look for the new unique units? Not sure. Oh, the biggest winners, I'm going to say longboats. Longboats look really cool as the unique units. War wagons and turtle ships also look pretty cool. Get some parts of your way walking to work-related places on roads without a designated pedestrian space. High-vis vests were a very good idea there. Yeah, in Jersey here, we just kind of play Frogger when we cross the streets. Is it worth going fast into Elite Composite Bowman to enjoy the better look of the unit? Wasn't Elite Composite Bowman one of those upgrades that's, like, not worth it because it doesn't give you many stats? Dave was complaining about Plumed Archer visuals. Yeah, the Castle Age Plumed Archers probably should have just kept the old graphics. It looks like a different unit now. I don't know what's taking so long for these players. Oh, ooh, are they launching? Failed to download match content, thanks, D. Alright, once more onto the spec dashboard, dear friends. And here we are, Golden Lakes. Golden Lakes. Alright, ooh, green and purple. Let me get this going. Alright. So yeah, if this was a version I had edited, it's an old one because there's still gold at the top. Usually I keep the gold at the bottom. Oh, I can tell. Oh, yeah. Exactly this. This is an old version of the map. I have newer ones, but this little divot here on the hill, I'd fixed that in newer versions. I think they probably grabbed this from the NC Zone pack. I know I wasn't the original author, but I've used this in enough tournaments. I edited it. The dimple version, yeah. Little downhill bits near the edges of the pond due to how they make the ponds. I have a different way of making the ponds, but it's much more in-depth and complicated than this. It was done to prevent those little divots like that. Anyway, so we shall have to the north, it'll be Brazil, and there is some laming attempted going on from Turs. This map does not have any deer on it, so if you lame the elephant right away, you put your opponent at a horrible disadvantage. And it will be a half-and-half setup where each team has one pond safe between their pockets, and then in the side corners there will be one pond contested by both of the flanks. Now you're probably not going to have all 4 players dock one safe pond, so this looks like it's going to be flanks going to the sides. And what are the civs? For Brazil, Japanese, for Dogao to the east, and Byzantines for Bra to the west. And then the pockets will be the Khmer and the Georgian. So interesting that they don't have a camel civ as their pockets. On the other side, we'll have Turs as a Mongol flank. Mongols to go fast up and try to win the water with their speed. Jordan as the Goths. Well, extra food he'll get from the elephant could drush rather than going water. Goths Japanese, usually a matchup you'd think the Japanese would win in the long run because they have the better infantry, but I'll see if Jordan can do something crazy. Then Huns, Hindustanis as the pockets. Hindustanis being the sole camel civ, the team having used Gujars already on Arabia to great effect. The feudal age camel scouts. Ooh, Anatov luring with the villager. And ooh, doesn't get the elephant in a good spot. Maybe garrisoning that vill a bit too preemptively. Left a lot of food on this elephant, so not the cleanest lure there. I do like camel civs as pockets on this map. Oh, it looks like he's going to get some laming, grab a couple goats. Because if your flanks end up fighting for the water, that means they're investing more into fire ships and less into archers, crossbows than they usually would. So that makes the camels all the more effective if the flanks are not able to get the archer numbers they usually would get. And we see some more fighting over here. Tur's going to have to do a dock now, but dock already up and producing a fishing ship for Bruh. And the Mongols really do need a good uptiming here to be able to fight the Byzantines. And okay, what is this? Jordan! Well, this is what the Goths and their loom will do. He did not go to fight on the flank. No, he snuck a vill all the way back to the pocket. And Brazil did not see this. Oh, Jordan, he's being sneaky. He'd better hope no one turns around and looks at his PC. Because he is in the back, doing a dock right on top of that rug, King of the Desert TC style. And he is ready just to disrupt the fish in this pocket. That your Elu people would probably still go skirms against composite bowmen. Well, skirms is still important there because they killed them, even though the skirms, they both kind of die. Yeah, all that Rage Forest experience. Right, for Jordan. He's going to know how to sneak dock. Imagine he gets up a double sneak dock. He even is doing a fishing ship. He's going to fish while he's here. Yeah, Jordan now a sneaking master. I guess he has been playing a lot of Rage Forest. Here's feudal on the way. Lots of looms coming in. But feudal for everyone other than Jordan. Maybe this team will be able to smell something's up if they see Jordan up late. But now Miguel helping Dogao keep track of the fact that Jordan has not docked. And they have to know something's up now that they see the lack of dock. Maybe that should clue them in to think, hey, Miguel, you better go scout with your fishing ships. Make sure Jordan didn't do anything sneaky back here. Because this is not just one player, but two players in the back. Whose fish will be disrupted. And they're also going to see no berries, right? So you got to put the pieces together. No mill on the berries, which means if he skipped docking, how's he getting food on this map without deer? Yeah, the elephants are nice, but it's a sneak dock. And there he goes for the second dock, and the fishing ships are not going to see it. Does Jordan have idle TC time? 19 seconds of idle TC time as the Goths, so probably trying to click up to feudal. And he'll be going double dock fire galleys. And the pockets will not be prepared. Now, Dogao, does he recognize this? He has a barracks. So he says, okay, I don't need to fight on the water. I don't see a dock. I'm going to go ranges as fast as I can now that I'm up. And even if it's opening with just one range, he will look to pressure Jordan on land as fast as he can. Jordan, knowing that that's going to happen and that he wants to invest not into land military, but into water military, will defend with a tower. And so double docks here for Bruh. He's against Turs, has managed to wall his vill in, but Turs is forward earlier with the fire galleys. That's what you'd expect with Mongols versus Byzantines. Mongols get up first, but Byzantines with the stronger ships. And here's Jordan, still nothing scouted. Does he go immediately with 2 fire galleys, or does he wait for 4? Part of me would be tempted to wait for 4, but he's going right away. And now they're going to find out why Jordan has no dock. It's because he actually has 2, and he's in the back pond. And if you go for the back pond, you're not thinking about this. You are not thinking about this at all. You're thinking that you're safe. Everything changed when the fire ships attacked. And here comes Jordan running these ships down, and now both pockets have to invest into fires to stop this. One dock's not going to be enough against double dock production with a head start. Yes, this is their back lake. This is their back lake. Now Jordan with a vill over here, and he could try to disrupt Dogao on the side lake too. Maybe he needs a bit more wood for that. And what is Dogao doing? Dogao's doing double ranges, but by the time he gets forward and gets around the tower, it's going to be too late. Never safe to feel safe. Meanwhile, ooh, a demo there. Tur winning the water to the west, and now scouts coming in from running. And this has been a masterpiece from Team Germany so far. All the fish from the pockets going down. And now the pockets team walling. Hard to wall with the acacia trees, but need to make sure you get them up. Ville going down. Repairville, Dockville for Goku. No more. Yeah, that's true, right? If you're going scouts, you're not mining gold, so they can do one fire each, and that's it. You need to do a mining camp and make a quick gold transition, while also going farms, because you're losing your fish. And Jordan, well, maybe he just won this game for his team, and Anatov will have to go scouts 1v2 for a while, and now it's incumbent upon Dogao to make something happen with his archers. Jordan at least has forward berries, but close enough to the TC he can garrison. And now that he does have a mill up, he can start going farms. He waited for 4. Well, you know, that's the thing. He has 4, and they cleared the fish. It was only 1 fire galley, and they couldn't respond. So now he can fish freely back here. And he's going to get a second dock and start going fire galleys over here to the east. Dogao, preparing to push with his archers, not going to be ready to deal with those docks. And again, Jordan can get the ships up. And go to push Dogao. Dogao now sending a Ville forward. He will scout this. And he's not reacting yet, though. Jordan forward with 1 fire, 2 more queued and on the way. Yeah, Jordan is cooking. He's cooking with fire. And meanwhile, scouts getting in on a Goku getting into the back. And Germany absolutely dominating. Oh, a couple finally, a counterattack. A couple scouts from Goku getting in on the woodline of Turs. Turs, that's -3 Vills for Turs. Alright, Turs taking a bit of a hit there. But Germany as a whole, with Turs having 1 water too, it's 158 to 120 eco units. Yeah, this is quad pond domination now. The QPD from Team Germany. About to say QED on this game. Is down to 19 Vills. Bruh, oh, the scouts have been devastating. Remember, he was fighting for water and wasn't fully walled, so running could just run right in. He needed Goku to defend him, but it feels like Goku maybe wasn't quite there in time, because he lost his fish, too, and had to react for that. And that just let running run circles around him. So over here, finally, bruh, getting on the water, clearing a lot of what Turs had. Turs can go back into fires and demos. We'll need to garrison in his docks for a while. Docks were not taken down from Bruh. You have a scout running into the TC there from Goku. And oh, more scouts around the back from running. Could deny a market, and that might deny the castle age. And yeah, he will deny the market from Miguel. Miguel will lose 2 Vills there. So we'll get a spear over and poke down a scout. Oh, that's a very weak Vill on the wood line. 2 spears over, though. So that's 2 Vills and a denied market. Or at least a delayed market. For 1 scout. I think running will take that trade. And this dock here... What? Who's... Miguel's dock. That goes down. Capri didn't show me the stats there when I clicked it. That was interesting. Well, all the docks in the north are down. Feels like Jordan winning in the east has more fire galleys out. And in the west, Tur is maybe getting pushed back a bit, but did do a 3rd dock, and now we'll get more fire galleys going. Yeah, 50 plus eco lead in feudal, as both pockets now up to the castle age here for Germany. And only 1 pocket, only Miguel up for Brazil. I can get out those knights at such a fast pace. As he is Huns, yeah. Faster working stables. Faster working stables that will apply then for the Hindustanis too, with their triple sable, light cav into camels. Ooh, demo! Boom! Alright, nice demo. Nicely done. Fires coming out. More fires running around. Fires going down. This Ville maybe wants some repairs. Ville needs to do something. I don't know what they can do at this point. Well, everyone's up to the castle age. I guess the same could be said for Germany. The only players not up would then be Brah and Turs. We're still duking it out on the water over here. So Brah at least gets some fishing ships out. And he is still the Byzantines, and you would think Byzantines win this in the long run. Maybe gonna turn it though just into a triple pond domination, and not a quad pond domination for Germany. It feels like Anatov is gonna try to carry here. Jordan, no army, still 40 vills. Jordan doesn't need army. He's got 11 fire galleys, right? Jordan's army is back here. Jordan's army is navy, and over here. He'll be clearing the last few docks. And that dock's staying up. It's pretty devastating. A couple of demos out there for Brah. Turu's gonna use a demo? No, not yet. He'd love to clear a demo with a demo of his own. He does. Okay, nice demos there. Nice demos from Turs. Clearing the water. We'll have a second TC from Dogal. This one on his home gold. Like Kefram still running around, hoovering in the back. And Miguel trying to do another TC. Oh no, more scouts coming over. This TC might get denied. Ooh, some knights gonna hit some light cav spears coming forward. Light cav gonna hit Vils. There they go, there they go. Vils going down. On the other side, knights coming in on the Vils from Brah. Oh, what did we say, Brah? 19 Vils earlier? Well, down again to 21. And oh, you're right, they never dealt with Jordan's sneaky villain. He's the Goths. It's time for pikes and siege. Some faster working barracks. Never dealt with the speedy Vil. Georgian fortified church. Maybe fortified churches help against this. You're right, you're right. Jordan's Vil still is there. Causing havoc. Gill nets on the way for running. Look at those fish traps. A tile from the dock. He's placing them quite haphazardly. You can go against the dock for... it's a bit easier to stack multiple docks in a small pond, but no real eco penalty for doing it far away. And Miguel, things are bad enough, he will call the GG, and Germany goes up 3-0. 3-0 Germany behind an amazing pair of sneak docks from Jordan, putting all that Rage Forest experience to use. No one looked over and saw his monitor IRL. No one understood the German he was saying to his teammates about the sneak dock. And there they go. Masterpiece indeed. What a masterpiece that was. Credit to Germany for the strat. That's 3-0 for Germany. Civs, that was what? Mongols. It was Mongols, Goths, Hindustanis, Huns against Georgians, Japanese, Byzantines. What was their final civ? Final pocket civ? Gosh, I've forgotten one civ. And Khmer was Khmer. Okay. Interesting. I was thinking it was Chimera, but then I didn't believe it. Oh my gosh, and you know what that means? You know what that means, chat? There are 2 more maps left, and you know what one of them is? One of them is Arena. Let's see, I see running hosting a lobby now. Surprised that no one rushed Jordan on lane since he had no army to speak of until near the end. Well, we saw Dogao trying to go forward with archers early on, but it was just well defended from that tower from Jordan. He had the tower up that basically defended the wood and the gold, and Dogao wasn't able to do enough damage with the archers at that point. And they still have Golden Lake selected. And even if they go Team Islands, I know that they're just saving Arena for the end. Does anyone have Portuguese? No, Portuguese were banned. Okay, we're not going to see Portuguese on Team Islands. So Miguel, Dogao, Brug, Goku in the lobby. Anatov running Jordan in the lobby. Let's see, they need to pick the map. I guess this is when they pick the map. Still says Golden Lakes. And you try to figure out what they're going to do for each map. So we'll look at Germany. Definitely we can pencil in Vikings for Team Islands and Turks for Arena. Ooh, Team Islands might be Vikings, Saracens, Berbers, Sicilians? I guess Romans could also be a water civ. Sicilians for landings have been really good at Team Islands in the past. Berbers a good water civ. Romans feel like it could be Scorpions for Romans on Arena. I mean, maybe Poles want a tower rush on the flank. Maybe Turk, Roman, Pole, Catan for Arena. For Brazil, Spanish could be either map, same with Bengalis. Maybe Bulgarians, Slavs, Aztecs, and Jurchens for Arena, then Shu, Burgundians, Spanish, Bengalis for Team Islands. Yeah, scouts landing with Catans might work, but how many pastures are you actually making if you're fishing? Is the stream okay? OBS says I'm connecting to chat. Welcome to the chat room. Don't scare me like that, OBS. Chat, are you okay? Can you spam in chat and let me know you're okay? Seriously, Saracens can be good on Arena. Yeah, they definitely can. You know, we can okay. Okay, we can okay. Thank you, Mr. Dutt. Catans, Poles, Sicilians, Romans. No need for fish. Ultimate farming. You're right. You're right. Catans, Poles, Sicilians all would have a farming bonus. Romans would have a farming bonus too, 5% faster. And it is Team Islands, so they're saving the best for last. It'll be Arena last. It's okay. Perfect. Thank you. Thank you all for watching. And a reminder, we are still climbing our way towards 14K followers. We're at 13,989. So I appreciate all the follows. And hope you're enjoying our 4v4 show match. And thanks again to Onamaru for organizing it. I gotta respond to my YouTube comments on the Hagoromo chalk. If I could be sponsored by one thing, it'd be Hagoromo chalk. I even put that ahead of, like, Legos. Traction shrubs can shine more on a water map. Ooh, interesting. I wonder if we might see the new, was it the Lutron? The Cannon Galleon replacement. The score says 4-0 for Germany on the dashboard. I don't know why it says that. It should be 3-0. I didn't somehow sleep through an arena game, I don't think. Okay, we got 8 players in the lobby. Hopefully they 14. Oh, there they go. Here we go, on to Team Islands. Is there a Wikipedia link? There is, yes. Let's see, I linked it on my YouTube stream. Let me grab the dashboard. Show matches. As we're getting started, I'll grab you that Wikipedia link. Boom. Me and my own bot today. Alright, so what else do we have going on here? It is Team Islands, no Portuguese, so no 4-hour Austria-UK shenanigans. It'll be Brazil to the north, Bengalis, Bulgarians, Spanish, and Shu. And that'll be against Germany playing Viking, a Viking flank, Khitan pocket, Sicilian pocket, and Roman flank. So Vikings, they very well could go longboats from the pocket, but here they'll be used as a flank to go galleys. And the question is, who among the players will land, and how many players will land? Germany yellow. Oop, let me make it red versus blue on the scoreboard just to be consistent. Here we go. 3-0 for Germany. It's a play all 5, so it can't be 7-1 as people have been spamming in the chat. And your push here from Goku. So Team Islands, meta for Team Islands back in the day would have been all 4 players go galleys. These days, with Dark Age transport ships that can land before you can stop them, we see a lot of landings. And I wouldn't be surprised to see like a double landing with scouts and archers combined. You can see one player landing and going scouts. You can even see a player going defensive scouts on your own island and eventually transporting them. Lots of different ways you can play it, and it's extremely important to scout and see what your opponent goes for. Germany stronger than Brazil team, this is new? Well, I mean, recently, Germany's always been a good team, but Brazil has been an amazing team. But in recent years, probably not at the level they've been at in the past. Not when they'd have something like Riet at his peak. They'd be playing like Miguel Dogao, Riet, and Fire maybe. Maybe even Alive. Some other good Brazilian players over the years. They had won a Nations Cup. What was it with I think Fiage and Stark on Brazil B, right? Brazil A used to have Brazil A and Brazil B, and Brazil B won Nations Cup over Finland in 2017 thereabouts. Bulgarians, Bulgarians might not be wasted here. This might be Broad going for Krepos for a landing. Don't be thinking they're wasted here. Let's look at them on the water. I mean, blacksmith techs being discounted is nice when you want to do fletching and bodkin on the water. And then you look at their faster blacksmith upgrades, that helps them too, but the main benefit will be galleons, right? The galleons will at least get full upgrades other than shipwright, or at least they'll be great in the Castle Age. Late game, though, kind of sad. Missing fast fire, missing heavy demo, missing elite cannon galleon. I thought I remembered their tech tree being a bit better than this. Maybe I'm misremembering, though. They do have siege engineers, which does apply to the cannon galleon, but not nearly as good as having elite would be. So yeah, the question is, how are they going to use them? And the answer has to be, I think, some type of Krepos drop in the Castle Age, and I'm sure Germany, looking at the civs, will be aware of that. I mean, Krepos and Conquistadors together could be an interesting play from Brazil, going for a double drop, double landing. Deer pushed in by the scout. Yeah, I mean, the great timing on fletching can matter if you're going forward. And we do have the dock forward for Bruh. So sometimes you'll see players dock in the back, go for a more defensive fish boom. But Bruh on the way up now with Loom. That's a 19 vil up with Loom, so 20 pop up. He even walled in a tiger. Why are there tigers on Team Islands? I should probably remove them. Although there should definitely not be predators on Team Islands. What the heck? Okay, next time I do Team Islands, I need to make sure I remove those. I love the road that connects the players, but the predators here. When you have to send vills to dock, or when you got to do landings, ooh, that's not how you want to play the game. I think you want to make sure your vills are free to build docks. Team bonus for the Bulgarians is great, right? 80% faster for the entire team, so your flanks are going to have good fletching times in their galleys too. And small benefits like that can matter. Even a very defensive dock from Jordan, despite being the Vikings. So despite having the Viking dock team bonus, usually Vikings can go aggressive for galleys by front docking, or even a bit more on the side. He's going very defensive for his dock, and is going to make sure that he can do whatever it takes to keep Running's fish safe. What is the idea for Sicilians? Sicilians, I mean, the transport ship is nice, right? But they are a landing civ. They are a landing civ. As sergeants being able to build donjons is, I mean, Dark Age donjon from Anatov, he has something cooking right now. He has something cooking. No one has as a transport yet. He's doing a Dark Age donjon. Defensively on Team Islands. Yeah, that's only something you do if you have a plan. Excited to see how complicated water maps will be with hulks in the game. I don't know. I feel like it's still going to be 4 times galleys if you're fighting for water. I feel like hulks are the same issue with fire ships, where they're the melee ship. And aren't they supposed to be countered by galleys anyway? So galleys are something that kind of like, they still counter fires, because fires are harder to micro and close the distance and fight with. I feel like it's going to be a bigger difference in 1v1s when you go fire galleys in small ponds than on open water maps like Team Islands. Or Migration. Maybe Migration will be different, because you might go Hulk to counter the FC fast imp fires. I'll counter galleys harder? Maybe. I don't know about that. They upped the fire ship speed, but they didn't up the fire ship pathing. I don't know how much more Nilly can do to buff them. So forward dock from Running, and now I'm just keeping an eye out for transport ships, and I'm seeing galleys. I'm seeing triple dock galleys from Bruh, not going for a landing, just going galleys. Dogao going for a fish boom as the Spanish, and he could be going FC Conquistadors. Market and Stable from him, so that looks like a Castle Age up timing. I guess those were his Borlor vills that are injured now. Okay, looking at those resources with the fish, he's going up. And Anatov with a forward dock with some scouts. So double scouts, and it will be a transport ship. They're a transport ship from Running, and both these players will be adding scouts. Jordan trying to play 1v2 on the side here. Ooh, tricky for him. He's down in numbers there. Needs another round of galleys from his docks to pop out, and needs to be grouped up together. And if he loses this fight, then ships run straight towards his pocket, and then 2 players have their fish disrupted. But I think he is just enough to hold for now. Don't know if he can hold forever, though, against 2 players. He's up to triple docks. Vikings do still have their discount. And on the right, it'll be a more even dance between Goku and Philip. Whoever's defending will have the advantage of reinforcements over there. Here, Jordan, a bit more of a precarious situation, trying to play 1v2. And the reinforcements for his enemies are there now, and they're much faster. We'll have armor and forging, as the transport ship will come forward, but land right between 2 docks, and right where there's a scout. So the scouts will be seen right away. And a separate transport for Anatov. Did they forget they have a transport bonus? We'll have a double landing. It looks like the scout there from Dogao got picked off. And Goku prepared for the landing. He is fully walled. He's maybe risking a landing coming in over here. If Anatov is wise to the need to move his transport. But he's not able to get in. He's going to have to turn to the pocket. But look at Dogao. Dogao already walled. prepared to deal with the landing. And he's doing a stable of his own. He's up to the castle age. He can make some knights to defend this. Ooh, but what is this? We got a forwardville with a stable here. We're running. And Jordan's still playing on the water, trying to protect Running's fishing ships. He's getting back, but maybe losing over here. We'll have a fire from Anatov coming over. Anatov doing loom, but he's not up yet either. Hello, Yoda foe. You're not the first one to make that joke. It is a play all 5. There, Krepos. Oh, okay. Krepos, do they kill donjons? That's true. So scouts here still hoover. Okay, they're back on the transport. He needs to go around. Anatov, just hop on the transport and you're in. You see that? You can go in. Oh yeah, there he goes. So Bloodline's on the way for Dogao. And yeah, a knight is out. So knights to try to clear the stables and an archery range coming up for running. So archers, maybe even Khitan Skirm is going to be added into this. Bruh is not walled on his wood line, but only 4 scouts. I mean, the 4 scouts have upgrades now. Armor and forging, they can go for vills. Those blacksmith upgrades paying off. Pocket scout from Dogao goes down. All the vills, couple go down, forced into the TC. More scouts coming around. Second TC for Dogao. And yep, the transport ship from Anatov does gets in on Goku's gold. And the landing here paying off in dividends for Germany. That Vil doesn't make it back to the TC either. Anatov, he's not microing here. He's on the other side. Looks like the fishing ships for running are going down. So Brazil winning the water. But at the cost of the land on their own island. Bruh getting in on Running's fish at the same time as Running has been hoovering around his economy with knights. Krepos is a mini tower, a mini castle, donjon is a glorified tower. Yep, exactly, Daniel, exactly. Philip with some galleys on the side. Galleys on the side fighting Goku. Even more OP. That's right, fortified churches are even more OP than either of them. I show the Eco Katie. 12 to 13 for Bruh, so at least he's taking out Running's fish. But he's oh no, he's losing more vills. Scouts still. Let's see. Yeah, Khitans don't have bloodlines, but they do have that double forging. And okay. Well, Running now 18 to 12 Eco Katie. So more than making up for the fishing ship difference. Knights here from Dogao trying to defend, but Bruh not being walled has been devastating for his economy. Goku's being walled but not enough has been devastating for his economy. But yeah, that wood line is getting punished every single time. And now we have some fire ships from Anatov trying to defend the other side, using the dock for a bit of cover, cleaning up the forward ships from Miguel. Brazil has the score lead briefly, but I think that was a water as Germany now takes it again. And double stable Steppies here from Running. He got the stables up. That Repairville, does it even have room for another stable? Not if the knights surround it too well. Getting Blacksmith's text doesn't hurt you as much with the Khitan pastures. Yeah, that's true. But does he have many pastures? I don't think Running has any okay, there you go. He's just adding pastures now. As he lost the fish, he had to swap to pastures, right? But I guess that means he has a better food eco. So Step Lancers come out. And, ooh, they wanted to get on the wood line again. Bro really needs to get this walled more properly. Maybe get both lumber camps walled. Fire ships here doing a lot of work for Anatov. Miguel doesn't quite have the galley numbers he probably wants. Ballistics coming in for Goku on the water. Still fighting against Philip. Jordan now opting to add in 2 more TCs. He's adding in some farming eco. If you're adding that many TCs, especially if you lose your fishing ships like he has, you do need a lot of farms. And he does have a heavy plow, so Vikings a civ with that free handcart. Actually fairly good at adding in the farming eco if they I need to swap away after losing fishing ships. Some CBA micro here from Philip to dodge ballistics. try to grab the fire from Goku and dodge it. What do Kitans have on water? That is a great question. Which save is the Kitans? Is that running? They have fast fires, no shipwright, no heavy demo, no galleon, no elite cannon galleon. So not great. You at least have bracer, but not going to matter without galleon. So fast fires without shipwright and without dry dock. Not really a civ you want on the water late game. So more steppies, at least forcing Dogao to invest into knights. Dogao 68 vills. He has a great boom, but look at the other pocket. Look at bruh, 30 eco units, 29 vills. He is not doing all that well. And Germany well ahead on the vill count as a team, up by 35 plus vills. Yeah, the lack of dry dock definitely does. It makes your ships move faster. It's it's expensive though, so it's one of your lower priorities. But if you're gonna go fast fire ship for the long run on the late game, it is really important for being able to catch galleys or catch the galley line. Hello, Quotenschaft. Everyone wants that 7-1 score. Do Kitans have a Lautron? I think it was cannon galleon. Yeah, they have normal cannon galleon. Yeah, they have a mounted trebuchet on camels, though. Imagine if the mounted trebuchet could swim. And, like, the camels would bring the trebuchet out into water with them. I don't think that would work. Oh, we can dream, though. So, Steppy is getting in, raiding the vills of Dogao. How did they get in? It looks like an overchop from Dogao let them in. Ooh, they slaughtered the vills so quickly. Dogao trying to bring knights back. Another vill going down. Here come the knights to fight the steppies. Steppies get picked off. And hello, Quotenschaft. Feels like Philip is overrunning Goku now on the water too. Let's see, no more ships for Goku, 12 war galleys for Philip. And yeah, that's the end of Goku on the water. And now we have the Sicilian fast firers. How good are they? They will have full upgrades. So Sicilians fully upgraded fast firers and galleons and heavy demo. Siege engineers, the only thing they'd be missing is elite cannon galleon now. Which definitely can matter. You only need one civ with that though. And the Vikings do get that. Elite cannon galleon. No shipwright for them though. What about what's the other one? Romans. Oh yeah, they get Dromans. So no cannon galleon for them, just Droman. Oh, flanks having cannon galleon is nice. A wind mechanic? I don't know if we have the graphics to display that. But, yeah, maybe. I mean, you could do some type of... there are tons of naval mechanics that you could throw up on a drawing board and be like, hey, this is an idea. Whether or not it's an idea that is good or that works, I don't know. But it is an idea. Villagers blowing into the sails, that's that's true. This vill could huff and puff and blow a longboat across the world. That's what circumnavigation is. So lots of Imperial Ages on the way for our German team. We have one imp from Dogao and just now the Castle Age from Bruh. And, ooh, okay, the landing, just as the castle was going up for Jordan, Jordan's getting massacred by knights. Okay, sending even more vills forward. He's just going to try to wall his vills in to keep him safe. The vills won't block each other. He'll keep one vill safe there. The knights will just go forward, but they're going to run into running as camels. They'll run into running. And they'll take the fight for now because all the camels were not there. All in all, I think this is okay. No, not okay at all for running. And we'll lose all the camels. Steppies on a map where you don't add land military seems insane. In the other case, they just died of feudal spears. Yeah, I mean, a great landing unit now that you point that out. Right, all the extra attack, better at sniping off vills. Not worrying about as many spears as you would on other maps. You can transport around if lots of walls come up, like we saw happen over here. Scouts into steppies. So a one-ville castle now from Jordan. That one-ville who saved himself will try to finish the task his friends could not. While running, also doing a forward dock. A couple of knights still chased down by the camels. No more room for them to run. Castle from Dogal, but maybe a bit late. Yeah, almost 100 eco difference. As Dogal trying to push back on the water. And things looking pretty good for Germany right now. Looking to go 4-0, and that'll be arena for the final map. And there are ship rates. Ship rate from Anatov, ship rate from Philip. Sicilians and Romans both will have great late games on the water. Sicilians going for those fires, and that's going to be fully upgraded fast fire ships for them. Just going to wait for the upgrades to come in, then we'll be able to push dry dock even so they're even faster, extra speedy fast fires. Monk bringing the relic back. Longboats here hoovering. Jordan going longboats. If we see elite longboat, that'd be insane. I'd love to see elite longboats. And they're really cool. Like all the like gold plating on them. As someone asked me what my favorite unique unit graphics were. That's I think one of my favorites. The new longboats, the elite longboats. I think a well done example of what they were going for with the graphics. Okay, so fast fires from Anatov. This is not how you want to use them. You do not want to attack castles with them. This is not what you want to do. X over here. And ooh, transport from Bruh found. At least it's empty. Alright, we'll try to speed away. Not as fast as the fast fires, but the fishing ships distract a bit and we'll get away. Jordan with the longboats harassing the vills. He's doing careening. Everything other than... Oh wait, he has elite longboat. There we go, there we go. Yeah, look at that. Look at how like cute they are. That little... It's hard to see against the orange color, I guess. But yeah, they got the golden dragon heads now. Golden dragon heads. A bit of gold on their shields and on the tail of the ship. I think overall just like a good subtle job. Probably shows up better on other colors than orange. Like on white. Oh yeah, then you can really see it. I'll leave him the orange there. So okay, coming over, that is a lot of war galleys from Miguel, but just as we pointed out on that migration game, war galleys do 1 damage against the careening fast fires. And Miguel will be massacred here, no matter how few the numbers are for the fires. This is not something he can fight with war galleys. And there is Imp for Goku, but Imp into what? He's got 2 war galleys. He tried to redock in the back, but Philip already over there on top of this with his Imperial Age ships. Goku less than half his score. Trying to do ship rate. Ship rate will make your ships train faster. But he's already down 0. What, he has 5 ships against 58. And let's see. Camels back here killing villagers. And there are the GGs. His running continues his raids. He managed to get a castle forward. What do we think of this architecture? It is the same thing I have. Same criticism for the Khitans that I did for, what was it, for the Wu or the Wei? I'm forgetting which now. The castle looks maybe a bit too small. Not really fitting the castle scheme. But anyway, here we will have best military score. Oh, for Dogao, even 95 kills, but he took a lot of losses. Bruh, his woodline was raided. Goku, once things fell apart for him, those scouts got in, raided him. He couldn't hold up on the water either. Only 19 kills. That feels rough. And best eco for Philip even as the flank. Nice to see that. Even better than Anatov. And yeah, Bruh never reached Imp. G most fills for the Viking player Jordan. More like a palace. Oh, this is the least out of the 3 Kingdoms castles. Well, that's not a 3K one, I guess. It's the Khitans. I guess it's their expansion, even though they're not technically a Three Kingdoms civ. Okay, now we play the game. Can T West remember the civilizations? What did we have here? That was Vikings, Sicilians, Catans, and Romans, right? Romans on the flank. And then that was Spanish, Bulgarians, and what even were the other two civs? I'm completely blanking on them now. It was Shu and Bengalis. Okay, that makes sense. Shu and Bengalis. So that'll leave for Arena Burgundian, Slav, Jurchens, and Aztecs against Turks, Saracens, Berbers, and Poles. Let me just do one quick ad on Twitch to get this out of the way, and then hopefully we're ready for the final game. So thank you everyone for watching. Hope you're enjoying the show match. Once again, thanks to Onamaru for sponsoring and organizing this. Hello, Neo over on Twitch. Hello, hello. Ships are still empty. Would be awesome to see some sailors inside. We didn't even have that on age 3, did we? Oh, Vince is streaming from the Onamaru boot camp. He's still going. When we're done, we can raid him. So let's see, dashboard, and fine, where's the lobby? It's counting Jordan Dogao on Gold Rush as a game, that's why it's weird. Okay, well, waiting for them to get set up for an arena lobby, arena. And if they play this game fast enough, I can call and schedule my doctor's appointment when they're done. Alright, hopefully the ads are done then, and I'm seeing a lobby. I'm seeing Turs on to play some arena. Seeing Anatov running Turs, and presumably Jordan will join him. And some Gale, Goku, Dogao, and we'll see who the final player is for arena. So again, thank you everyone for watching, for following. We're so close. 13,988, almost at 14k followers. Here's Jordan. I'll show you the lobby. There we are. Oh no, dashboard, don't go offline when I'm trying to show the lobby. This is my worst nightmare right there. There we go. I go to bed at night after a stressful day, and then that's what my nightmare looks like. It's a big line of text saying dashboard offline. Yes, fill the transport with elephants. That was a brief one, though. That was a brief one. And I'll have to change the map to arena. And they'll use the rest of their civs. They drafted exactly 20 civs for all games. And looks like Bra will be the final player for Brazil. So Miguel, Dogao, Goku, and Bra against Jordan, Turs, Running, and Anatov. Man, Anatov needs to play some 1v1 so his elo doesn't stick out against everyone else's so much. Just to get that rating up. And it looks like they're playing DE's normal version of Arena, so that probably means tower rushes on the flank. Probably means tower rushes, it will have only that 1080 feudal age hit point setup. And civs then, I'd imagine Turks and Poles are the flanks for Germany, or the Berber and Saracen pockets. Turk flank could be maybe awkward though, because of the tower rushes, as I said. They'd usually want to play Janissaries or go for a castle on the flank. Maybe because of that, they'd put Saracens on the flank and move Turks to the pocket. But both Saracens and Berbers feel like they want to be pocket civs though, for Mamluks and camel archers. Maybe that's slow though, and they have to open Cavalier and or Camel. Pole can go Cavalier from the pocket, but I feel like that is a bit underwhelming in team games. Aztec's definitely a flank for Brazil. Maybe Aztec Jurchen flanks in Slav Burgundian pockets. Unless they're going to put Jurchen in the pocket and use Burgundians on the flank. Burgundians is a pocket on Arena. Yeah, they have a great eco for booming. I don't feel like booming into Paladins without Bloodlines is all that good. And they can go Halb Gunpowder or some type of Halb Siege, but I feel like there are other civs that do that better. They have a really good Monk Rush from the flank, and also the option to go Custilier for some type of castle drop on the flank. I'm not familiar enough with the Jurchens on Arena. This will be the first time I see Jurchens in a 4v4 Arena game. Other than maybe if I've played against them in like ranked games, but at a high level, I haven't seen them in this setup before. I did see them on Amazon Tunnel, where I felt like when they got all their upgrades in post-imp, they were pretty darn good. Don't know how they do until then. My team is still in the lobby. All the changes on water, how much of a hassle is it to update and balance all the campaign levels? That's a great question. Remember Joan of Arc 3, the cleansing of the Loire, where you started with 2 demo ships as your navy? Maybe they'll update that. That was always really awkward. Someone on Reddit is doing that post about what are the changes you'd make to the campaigns. That's one that sticks out, the demos on the water. You want to see some thunderclap bombs. Hello G Grady, just in time for game number 5. I wish it were 2-2, and we had an exciting game 5 on Arena, but alas, it is Germany making all of the 7-1 comments in the chat come true, as they do have a 4-0 lead in this playoff 5. Play all 90 minutes. Oh man, y'all are brutal. As I said earlier, I was living in Germany at the time that happened, so I experienced the excitement of y'all firsthand. 0-5 was the halftime result. Okay, so you're saying we need to play 3 more games after this. And Germany would need to go and win all of them, otherwise they're not as good as their soccer team, right? They gotta be better at AoE2 than they are at soccer. It's the more important event. Anyway, so we will have, let's see, did the team swap colors? They swapped colors, didn't they? Germany had been the warm colors. Wait, I got it, I gotta fix this. Jordan, you gotta be orange. I click everyone once and it should do it, right? Yeah. And then I right-click everyone once. There. That'll do, that's better. So we'll have Dogao as the Jurchens on the flank. Miguel will be his pocket as the Slavs. Goku will be the other pocket as the Burgundians, and then finally Bro will be Aztecs on the flank. No real surprises there for the civ positioning. Other than I was wondering if Burgundians Jurchens might be swapped, but it looks like Jurchens will be played on the flank. And while we're running, yeah, Saracens flank. Okay, they are doing what I said. Saracens flank and Turk pocket. Actually going for the pole pocket, completely the opposite of what I initially thought then. So Saracen flank with a Turk pocket, then pole pocket with a Berber flank. Berbers on the flank feel like it's going to be then castle drop for camel archers, while the poles are going to try to boom. And boom into Schlachter privileges and spam, spam, spam. No real other options for the poles on arena. Pikemen without halb usually precludes an infantry opening. Not really the best archer save. It feels like you're picking them, unless you're going to go some type of Obuk opening, you're picking them for the Schlachter privileges. Brazil also missed their star player back then, as they do with Stark now. Are they missing Stark? Also missing Riet. Riet had been playing in a couple of their 4v4s in a show match recently. Missing Fire. Missing Gabby. I don't have such a live feed. Panduk. Unfortunately, you might have to ask an AI to generate that for you. I'm not familiar with that moment. So Rhino here getting lured in. How well are people familiar with baseball in Brazil anyway? Like when Stark goes off and shows his bats, do people know what baseball bats are? Or at least in the context of sports? Like how widely will that reference be appreciated? I know you definitely go to Japan and do that, sure. But Brazil, I'm not as sure about. Isn't it pretty popular in the Americas? It is popular in various Central and South American countries, yes, but not really in Brazil, from what I know. Actually, off the top of my head, maybe I'm missing something obvious, but I can't think of a Brazilian MLB player. Lots of Caribbean nations also. Baseball's pretty popular. Popular in North South America. Yeah, I guess that's it. In North South America. As a way to describe it. Only in the context of hitting people. Yeah, I'm wondering, do they understand it in another context? Maybe that's a worldwide thing, a baseball bat in the context of hitting people. What about, like, if you go to... like somewhere where cricket's popular, like maybe like the UK or India, is like, would they still? What's the role of baseball bats versus cricket paddles in society? I feel like the baseball bat is still the symbolism of like beating people that the cricket paddle would not have. Alright, so lots of Xing as the scouts fight. Lots of dead animal carcass skeleton scenery objects. And we'll have Feudal Age coming in for lots of the Germans, but Bra will be up first. Up as the Aztecs. What's he going up on? 21 pop. This could be selling stone for a monk rush, as he has 3 on gold. Probably selling stone for a monk rush then. Is it a cricket bat and not a paddle? See, that's how little I know about cricket. I thought it was a paddle. It's very different shape than a baseball bat, at least. Oh, Bobachet is from Brazil. Okay. I'm admittedly not as familiar with the Blue Jays, other than Vladimir Guerrero Jr. Even though they're in the World Series now. It's a cricket bat. Paddle? Lacrosse? That's not a paddle. That's like I don't even know what to call that. It's like a net. So Market Blacksmith here from running as the Saracens. He's going up. And yeah, we will have Bruh selling stone. Market Blacksmith for him. Paddle is table tennis. Yeah, that is a paddle. There you go. Even rowing, I guess you call that an oar and not a paddle. So stable, a blacksmith on the way there for Goku. So scouts from the pocket from Goku as the Burgundians while he's booming. Has a couple eco upgrades already. And he will look to boom as the scouts come and converge over here. Oh, a stick, yeah, lacrosse stick. There you go. That's what it's called. Such a descriptive name, a stick. I mean, in hockey it makes sense because that's like a stick, but lacrosse, it's more than a stick. It's got a net on the end. It's not something you keep on the ice. Hockey stick is used for fighting? Really? In hockey, don't they just like drop the sticks and punch each other? Alright, so Eagle goes down. Eagle goes down for Bruh. Maybe a bit of a mistake for the Aztecs to have the Eagle forward in Feudal. Always tricky because the Aztec Eagle is weaker than Scouts in Feudal, but stronger in Castle, so you really want to keep it alive. And that will preclude his option of going forward for the monasteries. He would need his pocket to have Scouts forward right now, and he could do the monasteries at home. Not as effective as having them forward, but honestly it's not that big of a rush distance. Yeah, and he will do them at home. Yeah, field hockey and ice hockey are different sticks. Wasn't Leary part of Onimaru? Yes, he was. Yes, he was. He won the 3v3 sudden death tournament with them. Doesn't a table tennis racket count as a racket? I would call that like a ping pong paddle. Maybe there are different types of table tennis or different types of rackets or paddles you'd use for it. So triple monastery monk rush from Bruh. Let's go. That's a lot of wood to spend on monasteries if you're not going to get a siege workshop up right away. Scouts now from the pocket from Miguel even coming over. So both pockets on Brazil going for scouts. We'll have a TC coming up behind that for Miguel. We'll have a boom here. Scouts from Anatov. And no scouts, just a pure boom from Turs as the Turks. So the Turs Turks just booming. We'll have Castle Age on the way for Jordan. He will do loom after going up. He will send Vils forward. He could take the foxes for gold. And as the Berbers, he will be looking, he's been mining stone and will be looking for a castle drop, going to camel archers to harass Dogao. As the Jurchens, he now has double ranges for cav archers. Don't think he can stop the castle in time. It is only 5 Vils for Jordan. But cav archers will be weak to the camel archers for sure. Does a racket need to have a firm netting? Racket is what I was always say for tennis. I'm not sure about other sports though. I'll call them like racket sports, like I'd include badminton there. Another sport I do not know how to play. Okay, so there's our forward workshop. We do have the scouts and a Vil forward. Here come the Aztec monks and a ram, opening with a ram, defensive castle, and Mamluks for running. Ooh, so Mamluks will be great at stopping a ram push on the castle because they do melee damage. They'll also counter the light cav. Not so good against the monks with their limited range though. But I think as a defensive structure on the flank, Mamluk plus castle shouldn't let the Aztecs really do too much damage. And maybe this triggers a fast imp follow-up with Trebs from Bruh. If that's the case though, running might be able to do it faster because he is going to have the better eco if he's not investing into the monk rush. And we'll still have Anatov scouts to help him out. And over here, the better Dogao, the better Jordan can do against Dogao with the camel archers, the more Anatov will be able to help the other flank. And what I think the goal here has to be for running is to make sure he has enough Mamluks so that if he needs to, he can come and help Turs, because what the German team does not want is this attack suddenly being able to hit Turs, and hit Turs faster than he can re-wall, because he doesn't have a great re-wall behind this. Can go straight to his TC, but that would lead to a big push on him that he wouldn't be able to stop as easily as the Saracens. Yeah, and there go the Rams, here come the monks. And that might be exactly what they're doing. Yes, they're going to go to the pocket now and go to Turs. And Turs has to be able to defend this. It's something where, ooh, the farms are super far forward. Ooh, I don't like that farm placement from Turs. I think he needs to delete it and put it in the back. This is where Turs would need to get a second layer of walls up, maybe even think about mangonels, but the Aztec monks, if they get redemption, would make that difficult. And the redemption they already have, along with sanctity. So these are tanky monks, 55 hit points. And Turs not on stone yet. I've played a lot of arena games where I've encountered random aggressive strategies, and one of them was Italian flank and then Cuman Khitan pockets to go for an all-out ram push. Like, it was a huge feudal age aggression. Both pockets would go scouts then, and the Khitan scouts are scary. And they get in so quickly, you can't really do anything to it. The other option was Gujarat elephants from the pocket. And same thing, that was FC into double scouts. And Italians eventually get genbos, but they go archers to stop you from rewalling against the rams, the elephants. Yeah, and that's exactly what they're going to prevent Turs from doing here, rewalling with the market. And even then, it is just a market. Not going to hold up with houses and markets against rams. That ram push is the strongest team game arena strat right now. It is deceptive because it gets in so much faster than you think. And you want to go mangonels to stop it, but it gets in before you can make the mangonels. And even if you do a castle, the rams are there hitting the castle. And if you don't have a good unique unit for stopping it, then you're just dead. Okay, so here's Brazil needing to make something happen over here. This is tricky because they need to make sure the Mamluks and the Light Cav do not engage on the monks. I don't know if they have the numbers here, though. The Mamluks closing the distance on the monks, killing the monks, the Light Cav jumping from Anatov. And Turs with the market defending just long enough, it looks like, that his teammates can bail him out. The Mamluks with their melee damage will clean the rams. They cleaned the monks and the scouts. Great timing on the engagement from the German team. And now they can turn their attention over towards Jordan and Dogao. Dogao defending with a rocket cart. Jordan trying to use the camel archers. He will be quick walled in. Almost, at least, as the knight comes over. But behind this, Brazil actually up in villagers. Up in villagers, that's in part, I think, due to Dogao, though, being ahead of Jordan. And I feel like after everything they've done, they've basically turned it into kind of a 2v2 between the pockets right now. That kind of happens on Arena. If both flanks go really aggressive towards each other, then the pockets have such a large boom that even though, yeah, one flank might have a few unique units, it's a 1 TC eco with 46 vills, and you're at maybe half the vill population of your pockets once they get imp and start pushing. And it's hard to keep a contribution at that point if you're the flank. You might kill a flank, but then it really doesn't matter if you can't help your pocket enough. So second TC from Jordan just now being added in. And now Light Cav from Anatov being used. Yeah, he's going to raid Dogao, but that's not going to help him against Miguel as the Slavs, who is going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, and now a 5th TC. Problem is Miguel, since he opened scouts, spent a lot of food and isn't clicking up yet, even going double stable knights to try to keep his flank alive. Maybe it works out for him, as he does have enough units to chase and stop the Light Cav, but knights won't be that useful against the camel archers. Air Brazil finally does have a 15 vil eco lead. We will, though, have a forward from Turs as the Turks, archery ranges, and workshops. Remember, he gets free chemistry, so that can be instant hand cannoneers and bombard cannons. If he gets a castle up, he will get artillery. Aztec monks can be useful against the Turks, no doubt about that. We'll have the forward castle from Bra. Bra's up to Imp. And is running up to Imp? No, running is pumping out Mamluks, and running is preemptively running vills out to some back stone. Might even want to run and get a lumber camp here just because he recognizes the Imp situation. And the trebs are going to start popping as we have a pause, a dramatic pause from Bruh. Or no, from Anatov. Let's see. They have a second because they are lagging. I'm going to try to avoid the lag. So castle forward from Miguel. Score is slight lead for Germany, but still within 300 points. And if Miguel can do something to stop this push, they'll be okay. There we go. A nice imp timing from Turks with 3 TCs on 26 population. Maybe a tiny bit slow, But now you have to face the fact that you're against Cavaliers. Will the Mamluks be good against Cavaliers? Yes. Will the Turks? They'd have to go Cav Archer then. Probably more so than Cannoneer. Will be Burgundians up and into Paladins. But Paladins without bloodlines. And you get enough hand cannoneers out, they should be able to supplement the Mamluks. And it now is just the fact that they don't have anything that can engage against all of these monks from Brah. Brah can treb, and if he gets enough trebbing, that'll stop the castles and stop the Mamluk production. Maybe enough Mamluks already out? And this is where, if you're on that 1TC, 2TC low eco as the flank, having a unique unit that can fight the Cav from the pocket is amazing. Because that means it's not a 1v1 between the pockets, it's a 1v1.5, and your Mamluks are contributing. Yeah, and if Anatov continues making light cav, that's to try to pick off these monks. And how many conversions can the monks get? Oh, there's heresy, and there's heresy. For the Mamluks not getting converted. They're going down. They're going down, though. Okay, and he is heresy. He's not even devoted, but he has heresy. Okay, maybe he would, if with some devotion, he'd have killed even more monks in that fight. The Light Cav gonna come over, and they will kill the monks, but that does exactly what they wanted, turning it into a pocket 1v1. Where maybe, just maybe, the Cavalier numbers can overwhelm the hand cannoneers now if they don't have the Mamluk support. Light Cav coming in, Knights coming in now. It will be Schlachter privileges and full Castle Age spam as the poles, but that'll be Pole Cavaliers against... I mean, Pole Knights against Burgundian Cavaliers? I mean, Burgundian Cavaliers won't even be that much better. Bloodlines. And he needs to get Paladin at some point, but I don't think he can afford that. I'll try to take the best fight he can against the hand cannoneers. He'll be praying to Nilly to have good pathing on the Cavaliers. And here they go, trying to pick off those extra HP Turk cannons. Remember, these Turk hand cannoneers have extra hit points. And Cavaliers cleaned up. Oh, enough Mamluks there, just enough. 6 Mamluks. And honestly, that is still devastating against all the Cavaliers. They'll have Brah trying to do trebuchets and pressure, but he really needs one more treb. 2 trebs, you can repair castles for quite a while against 2 trebs. And if he wants to stop that Mamluk production, he needs 1 more treb. At least 3. Let's be the 7 of everyone. It's okay, it's okay. You don't need to make a 7-1 joke every time. Heresy should be moved into Imp. Well, that was originally Heresy in the Castle Age, Faith and Imp. Devotion is kind of added as a mini Faith in the Castle Age now. But yeah, Heresy is amazingly strong. I do kind of like it in the Castle Age as an alternative to Imp. You can go Heresy to stop monks. But Heresy definitely paid off for running. Imagine if Brah had 5 or 6 Mamluks from the conversions. Then he probably wins that fight with Mamluks left over, and Mamluks that could then snipe off hand cannoneers. But now Goku is getting pushed. On the other side, ooh, this castle, I like this castle. Not quite the same proportions of another castle. This castle's maybe a bit too tall. Something in between these 2 castles would be ideal, but they both at least work as castles. Yogal looking to push. He is up to Imp now. And we have Heresy on the way also for Turs. He is floating res and spending them. So Cannon attacking the stables. Mamluks rampaging through the villagers. And Goku, I don't think Goku even has any vills he managed to run, but there will be some GGs there from Brazil. And it will be 5-1 for Germany. Should I do it? No, we're not going to do that. 5-1, 5-0 for Germany. 5-0. Did I say 5-1? I meant 5-0. Too many 7-1 jokes. So Germany cleaning up. Look at that KD, 13.67, 0.02 of a point off. Although I guess 67 is his own meme these days. 41-3 for running, 96-16 for Turs. And how many conversions did we have? We had 34 conversions for Brah. But a lot of those then at the end were Heresy conversions. So GG. Germany, maybe looking strong for next Nations Cup. Brazil, some questions they got to figure out. That doesn't count the 20 deaths to Heresy. Okay, fair enough, fair enough. And here we go, get this scoreboard updated. 5-0. And I don't even need to ask what the civs are. I can just check them off. Wins and losses. Look at all those skulls. That's nasty for Brazil. Anyway, thank you all for watching. That'll be it for today. Bit of a shorter stream. So, thank you all. Nice to have 300 plus viewers for this between Twitch and YouTube. I appreciate everyone stopping by and following and watching. And I'll be back. Don't know what's going on tomorrow. I'll definitely be back during the week to cast some more AoE 2, maybe do some community games at some point. Thank you all for being here. Lovely to have you around. And like I said, I'll raid Vinchester on Twitch because it looks like he is streaming from the Onamaru boot camp, so we'll give him a raid.